Welcome to the sound check here on HobbsAmerica.com, YouTube, the Cool 95.7 Facebook page. Ty friend Ron Gunner with you tonight. Hobbs Eagle football momentarily as they take on the Alamogordo Tigers. Currently, Eagles are 0-2 in district, and the same for the Alamogordo Tigers. So, kind of an interesting ball game. Actually, 1-1, I should say, for Alamogordo. Interesting ball game we'll get to in the pregame show. We're not starting that quite yet. Just getting the sound check taken care of here. For the home game, it's a pink out night here at Watson Stadium. So get ready for some district action. Game number 3 of the district schedule coming up. While the pregame show at 6:45. Again on HobbsAmerica.com, YouTube, the Cool 95.7 Facebook page, all 3 of those internet, and of course the radio at Cool 95.7. Ron.
Welcome to Hobbs football action coming up to you here in just mere about 20 minutes from now. Well, of course, we'll have the pregame before then. Ron Gunner here, just checking my mic, just making sure the sound is right and be able to heard because, you know, this is going to be a very important game. This is the 3rd in the district, and, of course, we'll be talking more about that in the pregame. So let's go ahead and take a few. We'll come back in about 5 minutes with the pregame and let you know what's going on and enjoy the action.
on the road. We're going to take a quick 90-second break. The national anthem starting here at Watson Stadium. Your Eagles hosting Alamogordo. Come back in 90 seconds. Welcome back to Watson Stadium. Ty friend here, Ron Gunner, Tiffany back at the studio. Sorry about our pregame there starting off. We were not on the air for the internet. We did have radio coverage there. Right, talking before the break about the two teams they're facing tonight, the Hobbs Eagles against the Alamogordo Tigers. Hobbs coming in at 0-2 in district, and the Tigers at 1-1. Last week, Alamogordo lost to Las Cruces High, 48-21. We were mentioning Anthony Audette with 128 yards on the ground. Somebody I'm sure the Eagles coaching staff has been addressing throughout the week, preparing for this game against their Alamogordo Tigers squad. Now, this team has not played a lot in the recent years. Last year, Eagles winning 47-3, but before that, it goes back about 7 or so years that they hadn't played. They are part of the same district now, which does make sure that they play at least once a season now, but still not a lot of head-to-head competition between these two teams in recent years. Now, that kind of hurt because of the COVID year and et cetera, but some of the games have been cut back. But still, it's been a long time, at least here at Watson Stadium, since 2015, the last home game that the Eagles did win by double digits in that contest. Right now, in terms of stats for your Hobbs Eagles, the leader in the passing department, Owen Calloway, 676 yards in the air. He's averaging about 14 a pop on each play that he does throw the football, has 4 touchdowns in the air so far, and about 3 starts that he's had, actually 4 if you include last week's matchup against Centennial. So he's definitely has been the go-to guy, although Brock Beatty did get some time against Centennial last week in that loss on the road. So Hobbs once again averaging 168 yards a game in the air so far this season. In the receiving core for the Hobbs Eagles, several guys have stepped up this year in terms of the reception numbers. Jeremiah Hawkes is the leader at 542 yards, about almost 12 yards a catch and 77 yards a game for him in the receiving core. 4 touchdowns for him to lead the team out of the 8 total they have in the air so far. A big difference between him and the other guys in the receiving roster. Franklin's second with 214 yards. He has a touchdown. And 167 yards for Justin Black, the senior receiver. So those are some of your top leaders in the passing game, the receiver game there. Rushing side of the field, starting to kind of drop off a little bit after that game against Centennial, but the numbers at 745. Again, that's compared to 1,176 in the passing game. The leader so far this season is Saul Armendariz with 507 rushing yards, averaging 5.6 a carry, and about 73 yards on the rushing every game that he steps out on the field. He's well ahead of everybody else. You've got to go all the way down to Kennedy, Amari Kennedy with 120 rushing yards this season. He's averaging 7.1 a carry and about 20 yards a game. So those are your 2 offensive numbers for this season in terms of the pass and the rush. If you take a look at the defensive numbers so far in terms of tackles this season, the leader so far, Diaz Castro, he has 72 total this season. He's averaging about 10 tackles a ball game, and he has 38 solo tackles and 34 assists, so he gets him down himself as much as he can throughout the season and is definitely a big-time linebacker for the Hobbs Eagles. Right behind him, Mr. Tristan Davis, the junior linebacker. He's got 68 tackles this season, a majority of those solo at 42, and has 8 tackles for losses, and that's the best on the team out of the 28 the Eagles have had behind the line there this season. Those are the top 2 guys in the tackle numbers for the Hobbs Eagles. You also look at, I missed out on Zayden McPherson. Actually, he's second with 73. He's averaging about 12 tackles a game and has 4 for loss on the season. So linebacking core is where the dominance is in terms of the tackles for the Eagles this season.
Exactly, and that's exactly where they needed it too. Zayden McPherson, you said Tristan Davis has been playing big, especially last week. They had some big gains, big games, and if it had been for them, of course, it could have been even more of a lopsided victory for the Centennial Hawks. Speaking of victories and stuff, Alamogordo is coming in with a 4-game losing streak against Hobbs. Of course, you said it's been a while. It's been going back since 2004, the 7-6 record. But the 4-game winning streak goes back to 2012. Last time they lost at home against this Tigers team was 2011.
Elijah Montoya is the quarterback for the Tigers with just 768 yards this season in the air. He's averaging about 109 yards in passing per game, and so far has a total of 9 touchdowns in the air for Alamogordo. The rushing game led by Audette. He's got 716 yards on the ground, about 102 yards a contest. Ron was talking about him earlier, well ahead of his rest of his teammates, although Valdez comes in at 429. He's about 72 yards a game on the ground. And the receiving core, they got a couple of guys hitting in the 200 range in terms of receptions. Warren at 228, Martin at 233, and one guy getting close to 200, that's Gonzalez at 183. They've had 9 pass receptions for touchdowns and a total of 12 in the running game. So a little bit more in terms of the running versus passing. 1,401 rushing yards and a total of 768 in the passing department. Hobbs will be receiving to start the game wearing black uniforms and gold numbers. And Alamogordo, the white uniform with black numbers, a little bit of gold trim on there as well. And we're ready for a battle here. Game number 3 of the district. Hobbs at 0-2 and the Tigers at 1-1.
Yeah, this should be a great game, defensive, offensive. We're probably going to see some things we don't see before, so expect the unexpected from both sides.
Yeah, Hobbs definitely would like to pick up their first district win. Here comes the kickoff for the Tigers. They'll keep it on the ground. It bounces, rolls to the 38. That's still sprawling out there, and looks like the Eagles have recovered, luckily. And coming down with it for Hobbs to keep the possession alive on the kickoff return there for their first possession offensively. For the Eagles, coming up underneath the pile was Gustavo Diaz-Castro, the linebacker. So definitely good job of getting down on that one.
Yeah, that would have been a big victory for Alamogordo if they started off on the offensive side after kicking it to the Eagles.
Had a couple quarterbacks in the game last week for Hobbs, of course. Owen Callaway, he's been starting the last 3 or 4 ball games. He's going to hand it off around the left end to the 35, 40, 45, 50. Could go all the way to the 40 of Alamogordo. 30, and pushed out of bounds at the 22-yard line for the Eagles. That's Saul Armendariz, started from the 38. Looks like 36 yards he'll get on the first play of the game.
And that's something I noticed last week. He was having trouble getting up the middle against Centennial. I thought if you got it around the edge, around the side, to the sideline, he could make a break, and he certainly did. Very first play.
So 36 for Armendariz, and the first down for the Eagles here at Watson Stadium. Twins left, receiver right for the Eagles. Split formation backfield, shotgun to Callaway. He's going to hand it off, coming around the right side, and cut back to the left hash, up the gut for a couple of yard gain on the play. The man up front that time with the handoff was Gabe Henry, so he's getting some early handoff action there as Henry got ahead for, looks like they're going to give him 3 yards.
Exactly, and it looked like a nice little run. Didn't get as many yards as I'm sure they'd like, but hey, forward progress.
2nd down and 7 from the 23. Callaway fakes the handoff left, tries to sprint right in the backfield. He's going to be dropped down for a couple of yard loss on the play. Actually, that was Henry that got it the last second, I believe. He went down, and he's going to drop for a 4-yard loss.
It looked like a broken play right there. Either way, he didn't know where to go, so he'd eat the ball.
That time, Callaway kind of got between 2 players and kind of shuffled the ball around a little bit. Henry got spun around in the backfield, tried to head back right, and went down. 3rd down and 10 for the Eagles at the 26 of the Tigers. Both their defensive ends are well offside, and good strong count call there by Callaway. That will be the first penalty of the ball game against the Tigers for 5 yards on the neutral zone violation on both ends that time. That's going to bring it up to the 21 and brings up a 3rd down and 4 for the Hobbs Eagles.
And you never say no to free yardage.
Twins left, a stack look for the receivers on both sides and right. Shotgun, Callaway, delay handoff, up the gut, and there goes Armendariz, is taking a pile with him, straight forward. It looks like they're going to give him another 4 yards on that one. So 2 carries for 40 yards now for Armendariz. And now it's 3rd and short. They need about 2 yards to get to the 16.5-yard line. Yes, 4th down on this drive, opening drive for the Eagles. Again, broken up first by Armendariz with that 36-yard carry. Eagles in the red zone now. 4th and 2 from the 18-yard line of Alamogordo. Split formation backfield. Twins right, 1 receiver left. Shotgun, Callaway. It's going to be a reverse flip left to Henry, around to the left side of the handoff, and going with the hurdle over the top and a big somersault roll to about the 12. That will be a first down pickup, 18 to the 12. So that's a 6-yard gain for the Eagles. The man coming around from the right side to get that carry was Armendariz. So he'll get the 6 and a first down for the Eagles, his second. They handed off to Henry around the right. He came to the left side, or went to the left and came back to the right side, handed off, and then that was the run for Armendariz. He's got 3 carries for 46 yards now. 1st and 10 from the 11. The handoff around the right end. Henry with a stutter step, and gets his ankles ripped up from behind and dropped down hard in the backfield. He'll lose about a yard or 2 on the play.
Yeah, Alamogordo able to stop that one pretty easily. Hobbs just needs to continue to roll and get some yardage.
Dylan Hernandez, Hergenreeder, excuse me, with the tackle on that play. Henry loses a couple of yards on that one. 2nd down and 12 now. Got a couple of slots left side. 1 receiver to the right short. Shotgun, Callaway pitch left. Tuck and go on the 15 around the left end. 10, breaking a tackle, 5, and touchdown. There's Armendariz with the first score of the ball game as he gets in from about, looks like 13 yards, and the score in the left corner of the end zone.
Yeah, that was he was untouched. It was a nice little run. Just took it to the left and was able to get in, like I said, untouched. Nice score very early in the game, and that's exactly what Hobbs needed to get their confidence up.
So 6-0 your score early as we wait for the PAT for the Eagles. Get things going early here at Watson Stadium. And the kicker on, Braddock Beatty, the sophomore. High snap brought down, though. Kick is up. It got a lot of lift underneath the football, and it barely gets inside that right upright. And so the Eagles now up 7-0. 9 minutes left here, first quarter. Hobbs with their first touchdown of the ball game. Will be back in 60 seconds. Back live here at Watson Stadium. The Hobbs Eagles lead 7-0 thanks to a 13-yard touchdown run for Armendariz. He's got 58 yards on the ground on 4 carries so far in the touchdown. Hobbs yet to throw a pass in this game, had 3 first downs, and ready to kick off for the first time of the contest after the score. Get Eagles at the 0-2 record in district, 1-1 for the Tigers, so definitely like to even that or get that first win of the district schedule and try to move themselves up in the rankings. They're currently 9th in the Max Preps poll. End-over-end kick is going to be caught at the 30 on the near sideline and brought down at the 34 quickly. Good coverage for the Hobbs Eagles getting there. And the man we named in the last special teams back in again to make a tackle this time. That was Gustavo Diaz-Castro. He's the one that recovered that onside kick to start the game, and now he's putting somebody down on the turf. So multi-duty Mr. Castro out there.
Yeah, I know. Sometimes you have to do that. Offense, defense, got to play both sides. I myself would probably be a little confused at how things go, but they play it perfectly, and, that's what they should do.
So that'll be a 1st and 10 for the Tigers with the white uniforms, black pants at the 34-yard line. Their quarterback is Elijah Montoya. Eagles going to put, looks like 5 in the box. 1 linebacker steps out, though. And underneath the center goes Montoya. They got the I formation backfield, the slot left. Give the ball to the tailback, but flags are flying the minute the ball was hiked, so it looks like there might be some jumping on the line of scrimmage. Line judge on the near right side going to run back to the white cap referee now, and he saw some movement somewhere.
Yeah, he did.
Checking to see what the call is down on the field now. They look like they're going to back it up, so they're going to be against Alamogordo with the neutral zone violation. Not a false start, but somebody was over the top of the football, I guess. So that will be already their second penalty, 10 yards total for the Tigers, and back them up to the 29-yard line. Be a first down and 15 for the Tigers at their own side of the field on the right hash. They'll send a receiver left and one to the short right side in front of the Hobbs Eagle bench. Underneath the center again is Elijah Montoya. He's going to hand off to that tailback, heads left, tries to cut back, and is met in the backfield back at the 29-yard line. Not much going on there. And maybe about a yard. He might have got back to the line of scrimmage if he's close on that. Can't tell if they got his knee down first.
Right. Well, either way, they did mark it down. Actually, close. It's around the 30.
Double checking to see who that was. I thought it was number 12 was Best, so he's going to get
a yard, looks like.
1 yard on the play. Second down and 14, shotgun. High snap to Montoya to bring it down, hands it off again to Best, gets spun around and tries to backpedal his way down to the 35-yard line. There's a flag at the line of scrimmage going forward that time. We'll see who they got this one against. Might have been a legal block. Actually, that was Anthony Audette was the carrier that time.
That came from behind the defense, and it will be, looks like it's on, yes. It's on Alamogordo.
So they're racking up some penalties early in this game. See what they got on the signal here from the official. I believe a legal block, so 10 yards on that one. That's 20 yards in penalties already on 3 flags here in the first quarter with 8:19 remaining. Hobbs up 7-0 over the Tigers. Back it up to the 20, middle of the field now. And a lot of yardage to have to pick up.
Yeah, 25.
That's 14, 25 yards, second and 25 for the Tigers at their own 20. A lot of reverse momentum here for Alamogordo. Shotgun going to go back to Elijah Montoya with one man back with him. Twins left, receiver right. Fake the handoff, 3-step drop. He wants to throw. Fade route, spiral to the far left sideline. The ball gets ricocheted. They got the cornerback and get the push on the pass interference at the Eagle 42. Kind of backpedaling into his defender his receiver that time. And referee was right there to throw the flag. The back judge going to that far sideline. The guy that bumped into the receiver for the Eagles, Carlos Jimenez, that will be a 15-yard penalty against the Eagles, and that will not be automatic first down. They still had, Alamogordo had a lot of yardage to make up, 25, so they're still going to be short by about 10 yards, but will get another chance to run a play.
Yeah, they had to go back to be able to count that penalty off, as they're doing right now. Now that actually puts them close to the original line of scrimmage.
Yeah, 1 yard ahead. That'll be the 35. Second down and 9 for the Tigers, middle of the field. Twins right, receiver left. That was the Eagles' first penalty of the ball game. Back to shotgun goes Montoya. Can take a long snap count here. 4 in the front line for the Eagle defense. Handoff up the middle. Getting tripped up and brought down as he heads right. Eagles going to get a couple guys on top of him that time. That was Audette once again. As coming in quickly from the linebacking core for the Hobbs Eagles was Tristan Davis.
Exactly. Saw his number big time on that one as he was all over it, as well as 2 other Eagles.
Audette now with a couple of carries, although one was brought back on penalty, so didn't get any net gains. That was 3 yards on that carry. Third down and 7 now for Alamogordo at their own 38-yard line. Clock ticket at 7:20 left first quarter, and Tigers trail the Eagles by 7. Trips left, receiver right for Alamogordo. Shotgun to Montoya. There's a whistle before the snap, barely. I think they did get a timeout just in time, although a lot of stomping going on by Alamogordo's head coach, A.J. Cisco, as he heads out to the field. Does not like what he's been seeing so far, and timeout's going to be called. 7:14 remaining here in the first. It is 7-0 Hobbs over Alamogordo. We'll take a 30-second break and come back live on the Hobbs Eagle Network. Quick timeout, back on the field here. Alamogordo football, third down and 6 from their own 38-yard line. Hobbs up 7-0. Shotgun coming from Montoya as he waits his time here. Trips left, receiver right. Has one man back with him at tail. Fakes the handoff to Audette, steps up in the pocket, rolls right with some pressure, rolls to the right 40, and gets tripped up from behind and shoved forward for about a yard pickup, or maybe 2. A nice coverage there for the Hobbs Eagles. Coming to this right sideline is putting a shot in the back there was Gustavo Diaz-Castro. But the QB does get some yards, 2 to be exact, for Montoya. But that's not enough for the first down. 4th and about 2.5. So it looks like the Tigers will have to punt from their own 41-yard line, trailing 7-0.
Yeah, that was a tackle that saved them from Alamogordo getting the first down. And now Hobbs should be able to get the ball back with hopefully fairly good position.
So the punt getting ready, 2 back deep for the Eagles, 1 at the 20 and 1 at the 27-yard line. A high one, sailing deep back to the 30. The catch is made on the run. Here goes the Eagles to the far sideline. Hawkes stutter stop to the 39. And we got a bunch of helmets crashing down on top of him. Looked like a couple Tigers leading with their helmet that time to wrap him up. But great field position for the Hobbs Eagles. So it went from about the 41 to the 40 of the Eagles, and not really what Coach Cisco wanted to see in that situation.
Yeah, and the special teams last week was not very good as far as kick returns or punt returns. I think 7 yards was the biggest they had last week.
Eagles with a hurry-up offense now. Their second possession, 1st and 10 from the 40 of their own. Twins left, receiver right, the handoff coming up the middle, and kind of trying to head fake his way for a couple extra yards, but there's a late penalty marker. As coming up the middle was Armendariz. Late flag for the Whitecap in the backfield, and waited until it got into halfway into the run before we saw the flag come deep. Let's see who this is going to be against. It's about a 3-yard pickup unless it's coming back. 10-yard penalty against the Eagles. That's going to be their second penalty. Big ones, too, both double digits now with 25 yards. They backed up. One on the PI. We're not backed up. They gave 15 to Alamogordo on that last possession of theirs. That's going to put them back at the 30-yard line and bring up a 1st and 20 now for Hobbs at the middle of the field.
Still easy to overcome since it's the first down, but still, you don't want to go backwards. You want to go forwards.
Pair of stacked receivers left and right, 2 apiece. Shotgun. Callaway getting a quick throw to the left side. The catch is made on the run to the 35, 40, and tripped up, getting ahead for the Eagles, Deshaun Franklin. And he's going to get 12 on that reception. Just barely got an ankle sweep behind him and moves the chains for the Eagles. So Franklin comes up with a snag. That's the 4th first down for the Eagles and their first pass of the ball game.
Yeah, it was a nice pass, too. Didn't quite get where they wanted, but they got half the yards, so they got to be happy about 2nd and 8.
Second half, I was calling that a first down. Forgot about we had other yards to make up after the penalty. 2nd down and 8 from the 42-yard line, left hash. Twins right, also receiver to the slot. He's going to go in motion to the left side. That's Franklin once again. They give the handoff. Armendariz gets around the right side, 45 into mid-territory, across into Alamogordo to the 49, although they might have put his knee back a little bit short. He's going to be close to the first down. Looks like he got 8, which is exactly what he needed, shy of the 50. Pointed the football right on top of the line there. And they might say he's short by a half a yard. Yeah, they're going to keep it short, so make it 7 for Armendariz.
Inches, but either way, yeah, 3rd down and about 1.
Twins right and left on the stack look. Callaway waiting for the shotgun snap. Gives it back to Armendariz up the middle. Has a seam. Keeps it pushing forward across the 40 and gets thrown down ahead after the first down pickup. That will be 13 for Armendariz. He's had 3 carries that are all double digits so far. 2 13s and a 36, including that 13-yard touchdown run. And that will be the 4th first down for the Eagles. 4:50 and ticket here in the first quarter. Eagles by 7. Back to the hurry-up offense at the Alamogordo 38. Shotgun to Callaway. Pitch left. Going to Armendariz to the 40. Tucks it. 35. Heads the left sideline to the 30. And he's going to pick up another 8 there, taking a nice go-ahead block on that far left sideline. Is Franklin helping him out from the receiving corps. The nice chop there at the Alamogordo cornerback. 8-yard pickup there for Armendariz.
Coaches saw something in the film that said that Alamogordo was weak on the left-hand side. So they're running that, and they're getting all those yards, at least 8, sometimes close to 10.
Actually give him 9 on that one, so 2nd down and 1 now from the 29 of the Tigers. Eagles on the left hash, Twins right, slot right as well, 1 receiver left. Shotgun to Callaway, fakes the handoff, 1-step drop, pump fake, roll right, doesn't have pressure, tucks it, then throws it for the jump for the 30 in the end zone, back in the end zone for the touchdown. That's a 28-yarder. Receiver was just waiting for it, coming over the right shoulder, Hawkes, and scores for the Eagles.
That was a brilliant throw. Looked like he was going to run it at first, but then he saw it the last second, was able to run or throw it at the end of the end zone, and bam, it was a nice throw and a nice touchdown for the Hobbs Eagles.
Yeah, he jumped up in the air, did Callaway, and just let it sail down the end zone. He had no pressure, but he just got flushed out anyway, decided to run out to the right side where a little bit of more breathing room, and able to toss that to the right back of the end zone. So now 13-0, pinning a PAT. Here's the kick. It's up, and it is. Wait, we got a late flag from the judge on the back line there. I wonder what he was calling back there, because there's basically just a kick. I don't know what he could have seen up front.
Right. No indication on whether it was made or not, just a flag that was thrown.
Yeah, he's behind the crossbar, throws a flag from the deep distance. Oh, that might have been, delay of game called against the Eagles.
Well, that'll do it.
We saw Beatty kind of running up full speed quickly, because I think he's the one that saw the clock, but too late as the back judge got that call there. So Hobbs will back it up 5 for their third penalty, 30 yards total so far.
Shouldn't make much of a difference on this PAT.
Actually, it makes it to a 25-yard field goal type of situation, but should be okay for the kicker. Kick is up, a sidewinder, and inside the left upright, good. 3:57 remaining here in the first. Your Eagles extend the lead to 14-0 over Alamogordo. We're coming back strong with more Hobbs Eagle football in 30 seconds on HobbsAmerica.com, YouTube, Cool 95.7, and the Cool 95.7 app. Your Hobbs Eagles lead 14-0 here at Watson Stadium, trying to get their first district win of the season here at home. They'll be kicking off again. Touchdown from Armendariz, a run for 13 to start off the game. 28-yard pass to Hawkes, now making it 14-0. Here comes the kick. It comes to the 20-yard line right side, brought back to the 25, spinning around to the near sideline and out at the 27. As a return man for Alamogordo was DeAndre Martin. He's a wide receiver for the Tigers offense. Clock stopped at 3:50 left here in the first, and a 14-0 Hobbs Eagle lead. Eagles have been getting some big production out of Armendariz so far. Was that 88 yards on the ground on a total of 7 carries and that 13-yard touchdown run.
Yeah, already outgaining what he did all of last game.
And, of course, Hawkes, the 28-yard pass reception for a touchdown. 1st and 10 for the Tigers at their own 28 on the right hash. Twins right, receiver left. Back in shotgun is Montoya. He puts a man in motion right to left, and that is Martin. Go with the handoff up the middle to Audette. Trying to scamper through the hole, but he's met quickly near the line of scrimmage. Might have got some forward progress there.
He got 1 yard, looks like.
Coming up first for the Hobbs Eagles, putting a big chest on him, Oliver Hill. And actually, that was Nicholas Airy, I believe. They had stepped in at the running back position. That's a 1-yard pickup for Airy. Make it 2, 2nd down and 8. Quarterback's got to keep it this time. Puts his head down, moves the pile across the right hash to the 35. So another 6 yards.
Wow, that looked a lot smaller. He must have kept going afterwards, because it looked like it was a short yardage. And instead he goes ahead and comes up with 6.
So Montoya now with 8 total rushing yards, 2 for 8. 3rd down and about 1.5 yards for Alamogordo at their own 37-yard line. Go with the handoff right. The Eagles meet him in the backfield. The ball came out loose, but I think it was already down. Are they going to call that a fumble?
They did.
Couple of guys getting in there that time.
Ref said possession is now with Hobbs.
Yep, on the fumble recovery, Andrew Torres underneath the pile there, putting a blow down. Zayden McPherson, the linebacker, too. So the fumble for Audette. He was back about 2 or 3 yards in the backfield and paid the price big time that time. So a fumble recovery. They punted once, they fumbled once, and now the Eagles have it back at the 33 of the Tigers on the left hash, up 14-0.
And you know they wanted to win the turnover battle as well as, of course, the scoring battle, and that's the way to do it, to turn over and get that easy or that short field advantage.
Eagles have 2 receivers on the short side left, 1 right. Shotgun with a split formation backfield. Callaway with the handoff, angle left. Here comes the man again. Armendariz takes on 2 defenders and throws him down in front of him to the 25. He's going to be short of the first down by a couple of yards. About 7 on that one for Armendariz. And hasn't been stopped in the backfield once. He continues to plow straight ahead. They actually give him 8 on that one. It's 2nd down and 2 now. And that'll be marked at the 25 of the Tigers on the left hash. Eagles take a little bit more time to get set for the play call here. 2 receivers right, 1 left. Shotgun, Callaway. Hanover on the right end. Henry gets outside, 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown Eagles. Henry from the 25-yard line in for the touchdown. And there you go with his first touchdown of the ball game, and Hobbs really starting to put on a route here at Watson Stadium.
Yeah, it just took 2 plays on that one to convert that turnover into points. That's exactly another thing they wanted to do as well, take advantage of those situations. And Hobbs definitely did with that score right there.
So getting ready for the PAT as Beatty will step out. Things are looking good for the Hobbs Eagles in this one. Continue to mount with the scoring. They came into the game averaging 19 points a contest, and right now doing a big job here with the PAT good, making it 21-0. So they're actually beating their season average here just in the first quarter alone by a couple of points.
Exactly.
21-0 Eagles over Alamogordo. Back in 30 seconds on the Hobbs Eagle Network. Hobbs Eagles up 21-0 over Alamogordo as Henry with a 25-yard touchdown run. His first TD of the season on the ground. And the Hobbs Eagles winning big with 2:07 left here in the first quarter. Kicking off again for their third time in this game. End over end. Going to sail down to the 16. It's caught. Run across the 20 to the middle. To the 25. There's a flag thrown from behind. 35. Angling left and down to the 37. I think there's going to be an illegal block back deep at the 25-yard line near the Hobbs Eagles sideline. That would be a 10-yard penalty if it was a block in the back against the Tigers. It's pretty much where the zone was where they threw that flag. So 1:57 left. Eagles already have 21 points here in the first quarter. They're going to call the hold, I guess, 10 yards on that one. So the Tigers continue to mount up on the penalties. They have 4 so far for a total of 30 yards.
So they have yet to move the ball.
Alamogordo offense so far, a couple of runs for Montoya, the quarterback, for 8 total. Audette has run twice but has 0, 3, and -3. Best ran for 1 time for 1 yard. And no passing attempted yet for Alamogordo. Mostly make that a turnover and penalties, a total of 30 yards with the flags.
Backed up 15 yards from that penalty.
1st and 10 from the 15. Shotgun. Montoya going to run right with it. He wants to take it himself. Beats one tackler and tries to get past another, and a late flag coming at the 20 where the ball comes down to the turf. I'm anxious to see where this call is going to be here. Looks like he got 5 yards on the carry, but whether they're going to bring this back or not, we'll have to wait and see. Personal foul. They're going to have a face mask. That'll be a 15-yard tack-on penalty now. So 5 yards for Montoya. That's his 3rd carry, a total of 13 yards. And now 15-yard penalty against the Eagles. So that's going to be their 4th penalty of the ball game for 45 yards. They had a PI earlier, now a personal foul.
Yeah, now they got that yardage back. The Alamogordo Tigers did. So they got a little bit better field position.
First down for Alamogordo at their own 35 on the right hash. Twins left, 1 receiver right. Montoya turns around and talks to his tailback, Audette, gives the ball to him. Stutter steps across the 40, tumbles forward, and is out to close to the first down. He kind of slid into it at the 45. That was close to 10. We'll see if the knee went down first.
It did.
So Audette will get 10 exactly, and that'll be his 3rd carry for 10 yards total.
So, yeah, that was 2nd and 1 is what it is. Alamogordo starting to slowly move the ball down the field.
2nd down and 1. A delay handoff up the gut now. The 45 pushing the pile. Looks like it will be enough for the first down. About 3 yards for Alamogordo. That's Audette once again. Yep, they give him the first. Give him 4 on that one. Now he's got 14 yards on 4 carries. And the 2nd first down for the Tigers. So starting to get some offense together here. Still on their side of the field, though, at the 48 with 1 minute left here in the first. Hobbs up 21-0 over the Tigers on offense.
And it's not coming easy. They moved that pile 3 yards to get that first down.
1st and 10 from the 48. Shotgun high to Montoya. Wants to option it. Flips it out left around the left end to the 50. And diving ahead, a couple of yard gain that time to the far left sideline. Looks like Audette once again was the man with the ball. They'll give him 3 on that one. Eagles not letting him get too far out there, though. They kind of cut off the angles and made sure he didn't head to that sideline too much. As coming out there to make the stop was Saul, or correction, that was not Saul Armendariz. That's number 33, I should say, Tristan Davis, the linebacker.
Right.
Second down and 7 now from the 49 of the Eagles, Tiger football. They bring two receivers right, one far to the left side in front of the Alamogordo bench. Long delay now. Montoya went underneath the center, then backs out for the shotgun. Down to 7 seconds left in the quarter. Good snap. Pump fake. He wants to fire a fade route to the right sideline. Over the shoulder. Catch at the 10, 5, and a touchdown. That'll be a 49-yard pass play. Waiting for it over the shoulder. Beating the defenders. DeAndre Martin. 49-yard reception for the touchdown.
Wow, that was a online. I mean, it was zip right there. And this offense is not known for its passing, but that one was on the money for a nice score for the Tigers.
And it also runs out the clock here in the first quarter. They will attempt the PAT here. 21-6 the score. So the secondary getting burned by the Hobbs Eagle D that time. And now a late sub checking in for Alamogordo. They didn't have their 11th guy out there. They are going to go for the kicking PAT. That's their first score of the ball game. Of course, he mentioned they beat Carlsbad earlier this season. The kick is up, and the kick is good. Into the first quarter, 21-7. Hobbs still up by 14. We'll come back in 60 seconds live on the Hobbs Eagle Network. Four touchdowns scored in the first quarter. We go to the second here at Watson Stadium. The Eagles lead 21-7 over Alamogordo. Ty friend Ron Gunner with you here at the stadium, and Tiffany back at the studio. Big Lee County battle going on tonight as well. The Eunice Cardinals and the Jal Panthers. We'll get you a score update as soon as possible on that one. Of course, Lovington playing Bernalillo tonight as well. Here's the kickoff for Alamogordo. Keep it on the ground. A roller to 30 and pulled down by the Eagles. Looks like they might have been trying the starburst, running far to the right sideline from the left. Continuing to the near side, then side swipe to the 30-yard line. Coming down with it was Deshaun Franklin, but a lot of lateral running on that one. But the Eagles are going to have the ball at about their 30-yard line for their fourth possession of the ball game. In fact, Ron, they've scored on all three of their starting possessions so far with that 21 points.
And that's always good. Yeah, Franklin was trying to find some place where there was no white jerseys, couldn't find it, so just had to go down to 31. But, yeah, so far Hobbs, first three drives are all for the score, so maybe they can do it again on this drive.
Trips left, receiver right for the Eagles. Underneath the center for a second was Callaway, then backs out. He has Armendariz on his right shoulder in the backfield. Three on the front line defensively for the Tigers. They pull out of the offensive call here and get the audible for the Eagles. Callaway taking some time. 8 seconds on the field clock now. Gets a good snap. Throws a quick screen to the left side. Caught at the 30. Head to the far sideline. 40, 45. And that's going to be at least a 16, 17-yard pickup.
Exactly. And, you know, if he wasn't that close to the out of bounds, he could have actually made that for a lot longer run.
17 yards for Jaquez on that one. He's got 2 catches for 45 yards. First down, the 5th of the game. 2 for 2 in the passing department for Hobbs at 45. Or make it 3 for 3. 57 yards in the air for Callaway. First and 10 from the 42. Still on the Eagles side of the field. Handoff around the right end. Extended run. Then puts on the brakes up the right hash. And coming down is Armendariz, as he's going to get about 5 on that one. But there is a flag in the backfield.
And that's a shame, too, because he made something out of nothing on that one. He could have been gotten in the backfield, but instead he went forward for that 5. But
Looks
it won't
like,
count.
Yeah, holding penalty about the 43. That's going to make it back it up behind the line of scrimmage. So That's no net yardage there for the running back. Not his fault that time. He just tried to get some outside space and put on the brakes at the right hash and try to cut it up, and by that time the flag was flown from behind. So first down and 20 now for the Eagles, back at the 31. They lead 21-7 over Alamogordo here in the second quarter, just underway. They leave a gap in the middle, does our Alamogordo defense. Little flick to the right side, around the end of the 35, 40, breaking a tackle, 45, 50, Alamogordo territory, 40, 30, Hawkes pushed down at the 25-yard line. So Hawkes started at the 32, and we're going to see where they're going to mark this one at.
About the 23, I think, maybe the 22.
46-yard pickup there for Hawkes, getting a little flick coming around from left to right. That'll be his first rush of the ball game, so he just had that big pass play for 17, a 28-yard touchdown reception as well, and now the 6th first down for the Eagles.
No laundering on the field, and it was perfectly played. Could have gone all the way, but unfortunately he got pushed out of bounds.
Ball's at the 24-yard line of Alamogordo on the right hash. 1st and 10 for the Eagles. Twins left, receiver right. Split formation backfield. In the middle of them is the quarterback Callaway, waiting for the snap. Good one. He's going to throw the quick one to Hawkes in the left line to the 25, the catch, the 20. Continues to scamper around his defenders, dodging and darting everywhere, and goes down at the 18-yard line. So 7 on that one. Pittman wraps him up there, the defender for Alamogordo.
Yeah, that was a good play by Pittman. He just stood with Hawkes, was able to bring him down.
4 for 4 in the passing game now are the Eagles. And 3 catches now for Hawkes for 42 yards. 2nd down and 3, a short 3 at the 18 of the Tigers. Now on the left hash. Clock to 11 minutes left, second quarter. Eagles up 21-7. Twins right receiver left. Callaway with the handoff around the right end. Heading outside of the 15 and then plowed down straight ahead is Armendariz. He's close to the 10. No, that was Hawkes, I think, coming out of the backfield that time. Double check the number here. Maybe I'm going to take my third choice. Was that Amarian Kennedy? That was Amarian Kennedy getting his first carry.
Either way, he got a first down after that.
Well, actually, they're backing it up for somebody. Yep, there's a flag.
Oh, yeah.
Flag at the 16-yard line is where the flag comes down. So let's see if that even gets up. That's going to go backwards, so no gain on the play there. Going to be
hold.
10 yards against the Eagles. They're starting to mount them now.
So that's 3 steps forward, 2 steps back.
5 penalties so far for the Eagles. 55 yards, and now a 2nd down at about 13, make it 12.5, as they'll be it back at the 27 of their own, or of the Alamogordo on the right hash. They put 2 receivers both sides. Armendariz spit out there, but he was right on his back that time waiting for it, and then took a shot at Hawkes, who had to kind of get his hands up in front of his face. That ball was thrown pretty hard by Callaway. So that's the first miss of the ball game. 4 for 5 the Eagles are at this point in the passing department. And now a 3rd down and 3 from the 27 of the Tigers. Twins left, receiver right. Callaway back in the backfield with Armendariz. They have a slot man left. Fakes the handoff, throws it quick to the left side screen, 30, 25, and rolled up actually at the 26, and another flag on the far left sideline. Boy, the handkerchiefs are mounting here at Watson Stadium.
This might be a good one, but we're going to see which way this one's going to go.
I'm not even sure if he got back to the original line of scrimmage. It would have been about maybe a 2-3 yard catch on that far left sideline for Justin Black. A quick strike over there from Callaway. That's another penalty against the Eagles. They might just decline this. I don't think he got many yards on this play. They had a holding penalty. That's going to be declined.
Right.
I don't think they gave him any yards on the catch anyway. He went down right where he caught the football at the 27 was where they were at anyway. Actually, no, they gave him 1, so Black does get 1 on that play. But that's going to put him in some dire straits here with a 4th down and 13 now at the 26. Now they backed it up to the 27, so no gain on the play. Catch was made, but no gain. 4th down and 13 from the 27. Hobbs going to go for it. They lead 21-7. Shotgun to Callaway, steps up in the pocket, throws it down the middle. Intercepted by Alamogordo at the 10. Bring it across the 20, left side, 25, 30. And before he gets to the 30, is plowed down backwards, helmet to numbers that time, as the Eagles didn't want him to come back any further on that one. Boy, what a powerful slam job that was by Aiden Kays. Actually, was that Hayden? Yes.
Yes, it was. It was Aiden Kays.
But still, the INT. Hobbs, of course, had 3 against Centennial last week. First turnover of the game. Eagles were knocking at the door, but some penalties started to haunt them, and now they're going to have to play some defense out there.
Yeah, luckily they're ahead, but it's just reminiscent of what happened last week. They were either moving the ball forward or getting penalties back or turning it over and causing them to go on defense and have to do that all the time.
Eagles 5 of 7 in the passing game. Alamogordo quickly on the field, a 1st and 10 from the 27-yard line. Montoya going to hand up the middle. Audette bounces into the defenders on the right side, tries to head back to the left and goes down hard. He might have fell forward for about a couple on that one.
I think he did.
But the pinball stoppers there for the Eagles, stepping up to make the wrap-up first was Canyon Johnson, defensive end there for the Eagles. And I guess they gave him 1 yard, gained it for Audette that time. That's going to be his 6th carry of the ball game. He's got 18 yards. 2nd down and 8. Handoff again to Audette, left hash, and he goes down quickly again. 1 or 2 yard pickup, depending on whether the ref got his body falling forward that time. And coming up underneath the pile that time for the Eagles was Cameron Hernandez, the outside linebacker. Another yard pickup for Audette, make it 2.
Plenty of Eagles in that pile, and definitely wanting to stop that run up the middle. Don't want to have those gaps open again like they did in previous games.
3rd down and 7 for Alamogordo at their own 33-yard line. Twins right, receiver left. Some words from Montoya to his front line now as he backs up to shotgun. He's going to bring one of his receivers on the right side closer to the line of scrimmage. Slot right. He's going to roll right with the reverse coming to the left side. A little flick out, and now coming across the 30 down to the 35 and put down quickly was DeAndre Martin. He gets a yard gain, but still short of the 1st down by about 4 yards.
See, a little tricky right there, but it didn't work. Hobbs was on it. It was a very short pass back anyway. They were hoping that Hobbs would go one way and they would be able to go the other one, but no dice.
So Martin gets 1 yard. 4th down and 4 now for Alamogordo. They're going to have to go back to the punt situation, you would expect. Nobody really lining up at punter, though.
Nope, they're not.
Boy, they might be going, or loud, maybe a very loud and hard count here to see if the Eagles will jump off. That would be an automatic first with a 5-yard penalty there.
Very true, but they shouldn't. They've done it before, but they shouldn't do it this time.
Montoya screaming in his line of scrimmage. 3 seconds on the field clock. Still not going to hike the football. Got to burn a timeout. They got it just before the penalty flag came out for a delay of game as Coach Cisco wanted to talk to his squad. So they do get the timeout before the 5-yard penalty delay. We'll take a break as well. 30 seconds and back live. Your Eagles lead Alamogordo 21-7 live on the Hobbs Eagle Network. (21-7) here at Watson Stadium. The Hobbs Eagles home game here in the district. 3rd game of the schedule. Lead by 14 points. Bunch of scoring in the first quarter. Hobbs getting the 3 first touchdowns of the game. Alamogordo responding at the end of the first quarter with the score of their own. Tigers have a big decision here. Look like it will be a punt, though, with a 4th down and 4 from their own 35. They had some hard snap counts before the timeout. And now we've got Coach Cisco calling out the Whitecap official on that far right sideline. I don't know what they're talking about here. Clock at 8:32 left in the second. Of course, the Eagles have 2 more games in district. Oregon Mount next week on the road and finish it up with Carlsbad here at Watson Stadium. The Carlsbad came in playing Centennial pretty close so far.
Yeah, right now, so far, it's the end of the first quarter. Centennial up 7-0 just like they were last week against Hobbs. Also, a score update for you. Eunice just over Jal by 7-6 is the score. Eunice up, and that's also in the first quarter.
So lots of good games to keep track of here tonight. Of course, the 2 more games for the Hobbs Eagles, 1 road and 1 home. Of course, Carlsbad was a team that this Alamogordo Tigers team beat about 2 weeks ago, September 28th, by 5 points.
Yeah, but they also, Carlsbad made it close. They were coming back, but they got stopped short of that comeback.
So finally, I don't know what they were talking about down on the field. They finally got it scored away. It's a 4th down and 4 from the 35 for the Tigers. They're in punt formation. This will be their second punt of the ball game. This is another high one like we had before for the Tigers. The Eagles get in the way of it. They almost got a touch on it, and that would have been loose fumble there, but picked up by the Tigers as it rolls to the right sideline and stopped for the Alamogordo squad by Isaiah Granados. So Hobbs will have some good field position on the second punt for the Tigers in this game at the 39-yard line, leading 21-7. 8:10 remaining in the second quarter.
Yeah, Hobbs 3 out of 4 so far in drives as far as scores. The last one did not succeed. They're hoping to rectify that one with this one.
Yeah, they had the INT on their last possession. First and 10, they're going to move it up to the 40-yard line. Twins left, receiver right. Callaway between two of his running backs in the backfield. Quick throw on the out route to the 45. Black will beat one and spin around and get out to the sideline, about the 49-yard line. Looks like they might give him 8 to the 48. So Black gets his first catch of the ball game. Actually, his second. The first one didn't get any yards. Eagles are now 6 of 9, make it 6 of 8 in the passing game. And 3 of the catches for Jaquez, 2 for Black and 1 for Franklin. Second down, they gave him actually 9 on that one, 2nd and 1 from the 48. Shotgun, Callaway hands around the left end. Here comes Armendariz stretching it out to the 50. There's a flag at the line. 45, 40, 35, 30, 25, 20, sideline, 10, 5, touchdown. I think this one's coming back, though.
And if it does, that'll be the 4th game in a row for Hobbs that has lost a score because of a penalty.
51-yard run for a touchdown there to the left sideline, but they're coming back to about the 47.
Yeah, the body language is telling us that it is against Hobbs.
Love to see them wave this flag off, but we'll have to wait and see.
They did wave it off.
They're going to call it a touchdown.
Yes, they did.
The official just kind of did the decline signal there instead of picking the flag up and waving it, which is usually what you do to signal pick up the flag call there. But that's going to be a 51-yard touchdown run for Armendariz, and I bet you Coach Cisco's out on the field on that one.
Why wouldn't he be? You got to fight for those, especially if there's any question at all. But, yeah, definitely a nice run around the left-hand side once again for Armendariz for that nice little score.
Yeah, Coach Cisco is out there on the far left sideline having a word for the line judge over there, the head linesman. Now he's going to call out the Whitecap and have a talk. He's out on the field. He's about 8 or 10 yards out on the field, and the Whitecap says, what are you doing out here? Now they're going to have a kick going, and referee wasn't even ready, and they'd already snapped the football, get ready to kick.
Yeah, there is some confusion out on the field as you're talking about it right now, and definitely going to be something to clean up.
Not a confusion that the score was counted. No. That's a 51-yard run for Armendariz to put the Eagles up 27-7 pending the PAT, but Coach Cisco, I knew was going to come out on the field, and he did. Got to one official on the far left and then came over and started walking on the field, too. Here's the kick from the Eagles up, and it is good, as putting it through is Beatty. Hobbs extends their lead to 28-7 here at Watson Stadium over Alamogordo. We'll take a 30-second break and come back live on HobbsAmerica.com, YouTube, the Cool 95.7 Facebook page, and on the radio at Cool 95.7. Saul Armendariz, 147 yards rushing in the first half, 2 touchdowns of 13, and just now a 51-yard touchdown run. He also had a 36-yarder to start the game, not for a score, but big runs all over the place for Saul Armendariz. We thought that one might come back on a holding penalty, but officials said no call. They pulled the flag up, and so the Eagles now with 4 scores on the scoreboard here as they continue to pack up the points, 28-7. Here's the kickoff for the Eagles, end over end. It'll be caught at the 21 on the right hash, up the middle, 25. Scampering to the left side, continuing to run across for Alamogordo to the near sideline, to the 30, to the 34, and knocked out of bounds was DeAndre Martin.
Martin could not find an open lane, so he just kept going to his left to see if he could find it, but instead just ran out of real estate and ran out of bounds.
Yeah, it looked like he took a pretty hard shot there for the Eagles. Tristan Davis, the linebacker, was putting a little hurting on him that time. 34-yard line for the Tigers on their left hash. They trail by A total of 21 points, 28-7, with 7:49 remaining in the first half here in the second quarter. Twins right on the receiving core, 2 on the left and right for Alamogordo. As stepping back for the shotgun will be Elijah Montoya. Looks like he has Audette back with him. Hobbs will load 4 in the box. Snap is good. They do the quick comeback route. Looks like there was a hole on the line of scrimmage. There's a late flag coming in for that far sideline official. And they might have had him wrapped up. Now, it can't be a PI because there is no PI in the backfield. That ball was thrown near the line of scrimmage, but behind it. The question is whether maybe a legal use of the hands, a hold of some sort, but not a PI. Catch was made regardless, but I don't think he barely maybe even got back to the line of scrimmage on that far right side.
Meanwhile, the defense for the Hobbs Eagles looked a little confused in the backfield as they were trying to get in position before the play started.
Did they pull the flag up again?
I think they did.
Boy.
Yep, they did. Second down. So, yeah, once again, it was they confirmed. They thought it was a penalty, but instead they go ahead and take it back.
That was the example I was talking about, is that they probably somebody was going to call the PI over there, and it was behind the line of scrimmage, so they can't call that. So now it's going to be a loss of 2. The receiver caught that. That was Best, but he was 2 yards behind the line. Twins left, make it trips left, receiver right. Back to shotgun, goes Montoya. Long snap count here. Still waiting for that ball to be hiked, and finally gets it. 3-step drop, back of the 25. He steps up and throws. They curl route at the 40, and that might have been caught. Late flag again. Boy, the handkerchiefs are flying everywhere in this game. That's an 8-yard, make it 9-yard pickup. It looks like a foul on the Eagles again.
The receiver had to come back for the Tigers to get that ball, but again, like you said, there's there's a flag on the field, so we're going to see what it is.
17-yard pickup. Or let's see if we got 2. Make that a 10-yard pickup.
Right, roughly. Yeah, he did get forward progress on that, even though he had to go away from that first down. But looks like the sticks are moving for the penalty.
Yeah,
first down.
That's a personal foul against the Eagles. And that's the 3rd first down for the Tigers, so a 15-yarder against Hobbs. That'll move it up to the 47 now of the Tigers. They'll have a 1st and 10. Twins left, receiver right. Montoya back to the shot. Fakes the handoff, rolls right, tucks it into his arm to the 50, into Hobbs territory, and falls forward. He's going to get about 5, depending. He's a pretty tall kid. He fell forward, so maybe 6. Nope, they're going to keep it at 5 for the quarterback. So Montoya has 4 carries now for a total of 18 yards. 2nd down and 5 now from the Hobbs Eagle 49. And quickly breaking the huddle. They got 2 receivers left, 1 to the right. Clock to 6:30 left in the half. Hobbs up 28-7. Montoya takes the shotgun snap, little delay shot there. Handoff up the middle, and the Eagles not going to say anything but take him to the turf on that one. He might have gone back a yard as the Eagles wrapped him up quickly.
So there's nothing going on the field, and you were right. He did lose a yard.
That was a quick shot taken. Looks like a new back they had just put in there. That was Nicholas Array. So Array getting a -1 as Oliver Hill stepped up and put a hurting on him that time. So -1 on the play. 3rd down and 6 from the 49. Shotgun, back to pass Montoya, 3-step drop. Steps up in the pocket. He's going to meet a wall and go down in the backfield. He's going to go back about 5 yards. Bunch of guys in there that time. The man that put the wrap up and the bear hug on him, Tristan Davis, takes him down. And that's going to be a loss of 6. And it'll put them in a punt situation for the Tigers.
Kenyon Johnson also in on that stop for the Eagles. And, yes, that was a very group tackle after the tackle box collapsed on the quarterback, and he had nowhere to go but down.
So this is going to be 3rd punt for Alamogordo with a 4th down and 11 from their own 46-yard line, trailing by 3 touchdowns. Hobbs has a couple back at about the 25, including Jaquez. He's a deadly return man. And it's coming to Jaquez. He puts up the fair catch signal and puts it down at the 23, where the Eagles will start their next possession. 5 minutes exactly remaining on the clock in the second quarter. We just saw some pretty tough momentum to start this game for the Hobbs Eagles, Ron, with all those touchdowns. They start off with 3. We're up 21-0. Alamogordo took a little bit of wind out of the sail with that score to end the first quarter, but still Hobbs tacks on another in the second.
Yeah, and so far, as we've said, this whole game, Hobbs has been momentum-wise strong. Alamogordo had a moment. They did get a score, but they have not been able to recover since that moment.
Eagles will love to attack on some insurance points here, leading by 21. They'll have it at the 23-yard line of their own. Receiver left, 2 right. Shotgun low for Callaway, steps up and fires the outs curl route, coming back to catch at the 30 and drug down to the 34-yard line. Could be very close to the first down, maybe 9 on the catch. And falling forward that time was Black. We're going to see if they're going to move the chains on this.
It should be a first down.
Maybe just exactly 10. They're trying to eyeball it.
Looks like 11 from where the ref is.
Yeah, the ref on the near right has got it for 11, and the one on the far left is 10, so it's got to be a +1. So Black will pick up 11 on that one. That's his third catch for 20 yards. Eagles are 7 of 9 in the passing game. The handoff on the right side, bringing people with him as Armendariz gets spun around and brought down at the 40-yard line, another 6. They called him dead. I don't know if his knee ever touched the ground that time. Actually, that wasn't him. That was Marion Kennedy with the football, and he's going to get 6.
I saw he was rolling with the defender. He was on top of him. Never could tell if his knee touched the ground. However, it was whistled dead. Once it's whistled dead, it is. There's no other play after that.
7 yards they give him on that one. 2nd down and 3 now for Kennedy at the Eagle 41-yard line with 4 minutes and ticking here in the second quarter. Eagles up by 21. Twins left, receiver right. Shotgun to a pass to the left side, caught at the 40, brought across the 45, and drug down to the 46. That'll be enough for the first down. Give 5 for the Eagles on that far left sideline with the quick throw.
Yes, indeed, and they are keeping the Tigers guessing on what's going on. This is the reason why Hobbs is able to maneuver the ball down the field like they are with such great success.
6 yards for Hawkes. Eagles are now 8 of 10 in the passing game, and Hawkes now with a total of 4 catches for 58 yards. That is the 7th first down from the 46. The little pitch right, getting outside, Armendariz to the 50, into Alamogordo territory, 40, gets shoved by the helmet out of bounds at the 35-yard line. That's going to be about 20 yards for Armendariz. He has a ton of those double-digit runs we mentioned earlier. Pair of 13s. He had a 36, a 51-yard touchdown run, and now a 20 to move the chains again for the Eagles. Their 8th first down at the Alamogordo 35 on the right hash.
Hobbs matriculating down the field. The only thing that's stopping him right now is the out of bounds.
2 stacked receivers left and right. Shotgun coming up for the Eagles and taking a delay, looking back to their coaches on the sideline now. Callaway's waiting for the snap. 3 on the front line for the Tigers. Turns and fires left. The catch is made at the 37. Stagger step to the 30. Heading outside, trying to drag people with them, and now going down finally after a big wall-up wall there to Sean Franklin. He's getting another 6 for the Eagles. So his quick strikes are starting to work for the Hobbs offense.
Exactly. In fact, he was being held down with his legs, so he couldn't go anywhere, and 2 more defenders had to get on him before he had to get stopped.
2 catches for 18 yards for Franklin. Now the Eagles 9 of 11 in the passing game. 2nd down and 4 now from the 29-yard line. 28-7 Eagles up by 21 with 2:40 left here in the second. They would like to score again. 2 stacked receivers left and right once again. Callaway in the shotgun. He's going to slow it up here. Field clock is stopped at 25 for some reason. I forgot to get it started there.
And I've seen that happen before on Alamogordo.
Hand off up the middle for Armendariz. Breaks the tackle across the 20. It drags a few more with him. He'll get a first down and then some. 13 yards for Armendariz to move the chains once again. 9 first downs for the Eagles as they mark the football right in the middle at the 15-yard line. Eagles in the red zone with 2:05 remaining in the first half.
Exactly, and they'd like to stretch this out for another minute, 50 seconds to be able to get the last score in before the half ends.
Yeah, definitely don't want to give Alamogordo a chance for a last shot on a possession in the quarter. Twins right, receiver left. Callaway back with Armendariz in the backfield. Takes the shotgun step, handoff around the right end to Armendariz, breaks another tackle, 20, 15, 10, and is brought down to the 9-yard line. That will be another first down.
Actually, that's the 4-yard line.
That's a 12-yard pickup for Armendariz. His last 4 carries have all been for double digits, and that is the 10th first down for the Eagles at the 4.
And they are moving with ease right now as they've found their rhythm, and they're wanting to exploit it.
And keeping that clock running with 1:20 left in the half. Twins left, 1 receiver right. Shotgun to Callaway. He's going to tuck it, go right with it, takes a block, and actually falls over the top one of his blockers that time to the right side.
Yes.
As he went right over the top of the big man on the right end. See who that was in there.
Looked like it was Joshua Ray.
See, did he get a yard on that one? He was on top of the back of Ray. I think he got about 2 on that one, did Callaway. That's his first carry of the contest, but Ray getting down low, submarining his defenders that time. 2nd down and goal from the 2. A couple of guys in the backfield now head out to receiver spots. Twins left and right, shotgun. Actually, that was a direct snap right to the right side and into the end zone for the touchdown was Hawkes. He lined up in the backfield that time to the right. Quick snap to him, and he's around for the touchdown. Hawkes on the scoreboard for the second time tonight. Now one rushing touchdown to go with this pass reception earlier.
Yeah, and that was a beautiful play. Just snuck it into the right. Wasn't even touched. It just pretty much just trotted it in right there. No problems whatsoever for Hawkes.
They're just a touchdown away from mercy rule timing here. Probably won't get it here in the first half, but they're going to get a chance to the PAT first for Beatty. 40 seconds remaining here in the second quarter, and the Eagles with 34 points on the scoreboard pinning the PAT.
Yeah, but Alamogordo does have 7, so not quite there yet.
Waiting for the kick here. Beatty's going to get a good foot on it. It's up and good. 40 seconds remaining first half. 35-7 your score. Come back with us in 30 seconds live on the Hobbs Eagle Network. Eagles capitalizing on 5 touchdowns here in the first half so far. They lead 35-7 over Alamogordo with 40 seconds left in the second. And kicking off once again will be Beatty, in complete domination at this point for the Eagles. Alamogordo did manage one score, a 49-yard pass play at the end of the first quarter. But Hobbs tacked on 2 more in this second. Here's the kick from the 40. End over end. Caught by the 15-yard line, cutting into the middle. Heading to the far side is Audette, breaks one tackle, then gets swiped from behind and brought down. He gets to the 22. And Eagles look like they're pretty motivated out there, including one of the linebackers who made the wrap-up on that when he was howling after he jumped off the ground there for the Eagles. That was one of the linebackers, Tristan Davis.
Yeah, to say their adrenaline is off the charts would be an understatement.
Like to see guys getting motivated for those special teams. Ball be at the 23 for Alamogordo. They got just 29 seconds to work with. Down by 28 points here in the second. Trips left, receiver right. Definitely going to see probably some passing for Montoya. He's shotgun in the backfield with one man with him. He stops and throws. A little slant, caught at the 25 and upended and brought down quickly. A 2-yard catch play there by Jason Warren, but brought down hard as he caught that one.
I'd be very surprised if he actually played another one at this rate.
That was Diaz Castro, the man who took his knees out once he caught the football after a 2-yard pickup. And the clock's down to 17. I'm not sure why they stopped the clock here because they're waiting for players to leave the field. And Hobbs bringing in some subs. I don't get what's going on here. Coach Cisco is talking to one of his players. The game or the field clock is not running either. What's the call? Oh, it's a penalty, late penalty call.
Very late. Oh, it's up, yeah.
15 yards.
Way down the field. It was almost at the 50 at the midfield.
I think that was a personal foul against the Eagles. You definitely don't want to give them more field positioning here. So Hobbs will pick up their 4th 15-yard penalty here in the first half. That will be a first down for Alamogordo, their 4th. They'll have it at their own 37-yard line. Montoya waiting for the shotgun. Hand the football off and losing his footing and going down. I think somebody's knee gave out on him that time. That was Audette. He might have got lucky enough to get back to the line of scrimmage. He's had a couple of games in a row of 128 yards on the ground, so he definitely can run the football. Exactly. One of those to win against Carlsbad, but right that time his leg just gave out completely and he got back to the line of scrimmage.
But that's the end of the first half. Of course, Hobbs is leading. It's 35-7 as we go into the half, and Hobbs is it's their biggest lead in this so far in this season.
We mentioned, too, they came into the game averaging just 19 points a contest and already almost doubling that here in the first half of action. The Hobbs Eagle Marching Band will be coming out here right now. It's a pink out night at Watson Stadium for breast cancer awareness, and they've got a lot of pink on that field, some pink roses, lots of different colorful things going on there right as we speak. We'll take a quick 3-minute break and come back with the halftime show. Your Eagles up 35-7 over Alamogordo, live on HobbsAmerica.com, YouTube, Cool 95.7 Radio, and on the Cool 95.7 Facebook page. We're back live here at Watson Stadium, the halftime show. Your Hobbs Eagles leading Alamogordo 35-7, 28-point lead, one touchdown away from a mercy rule clock in the third quarter. And we're waiting for the Hobbs Eagle marching band to hit the field here momentarily. Let's take a look at the numbers, first of all, in the first half. Not much going on for Alamogordo, Ron. Things are just not looking good whatsoever offensively. They've only had 35 yards in the run game and 49 in the passing game for 83 yards overall. Not a lot of big numbers to talk about. Montoya, the quarterback, 5 carries for 12 yards. Audette, the running back, 8 carries for 20. They're the two predominant rushers in the first half. So once again, just 35 in the run game. Passes, 3 of 4 so far for this Alamogordo Tigers squad, but very dismal numbers as they've gotten 49 yards. And most of that was the 49-yarder to Martin on a touchdown catch to end the first quarter. The other couple of guys have had one for -2 and the other for 2. So definitely it was just the big pass to Martin that kept the Lemurs at least over the top. Also had one other reception completed too. That was to Gianni, or I can't see what number that was. Gianni Mogaldo caught one for 10 yards. So 3 for 4 in the passing game so far. 4 first downs for Alamogordo in the first half, and a total again of 83 yards in the game. 4 penalties for 30 yards so far for the Tigers. They've had 3 punts and a fumble turnover to the Hobbs Eagles. On the other side of the coin, the Eagles having a big monumental game from Saul Armendariz. 12 carries, 192 yards, just shy of 200. He's had 2 rushing touchdowns, a 51 and 13. Also rushed for a 36-yarder, a 20, another 13, a 12. His last 4 rushes were double digits each. Big-time game for Armendariz. Again, 192 and 2 rushing touchdowns. Henry has had 4 carries for 22 yards, including a 25-yard rush for a touchdown. Jaquez, 2 runs for 48, did have a rushing touchdown for 2 yards. And Amari Kennedy had a rush for 7 yards. So already there's been 5 guys running the football for the Hobbs Eagles so far. Also Callaway had 1 for 2 yards. So 271 yards of rushing for the Hobbs Eagles in the first half. Hobbs has also completed 10 passes out of a total of 12 attempts for Owen Callaway, the quarterback. Jaquez, the recipient of 4 of them. Welcome back here to Watson Stadium. A little technical difficulty there as we listen to the Hobbs Eagle Marching Band. We'll get you back here with their halftime show. Let's put you back on that live on the field.
Please welcome the combined Hobbs Band featuring Hydro Band under the direction of Adam Bryant, the Highland Band under the direction of Roxy Sanchez, and the Houston Band under the direction of Adonis Martinez. They will be performing Happy Together and the Hay Song.
We're here at halftime at Watson Stadium. Your Hobbs Eagles lead 35-7 over Alamogordo. One final performance here from the Hobbs Eagle Marching Band here at halftime. Still here at halftime at Watson Stadium. Your Hobbs Eagles lead Alamogordo 35-7 as we just got done with the performance by the Hobbs Eagle Marching Band on this Pink Out Stadium show going on this tonight. And we will be back in 90 seconds with more Hobbs Eagle halftime production. 35-7, your Eagles up by 28 over Alamogordo. Back here at Watson Stadium, it's halftime. Your Hobbs Eagles lead 35-7, 28-point lead. 7 more points to make it a mercy rule game where the clock would continue to run. It's a little bit of a longer halftime show going on. The big Hobbs Eagle marching band performance just got done, and officials are out on the field. They're probably going to add another 3 minutes to the clock as one team has come back, and that is Alamogordo, who's trailing by a big number at this point. Of course, next week, Ron, the Eagles are going to be on the road in Las Cruces. They were there last week to play Centennial at the Field of Dreams. This time around, next Friday, they will be against Oregon Mountain. Now, Oregon Mountain has had some issues in terms of taking care of business the last few seasons. It's been quite a few years since they made it to the playoffs, and they're kind of hungry to do that. But right now, they've pretty much been getting dominated by everybody that they played up to this point, so they're definitely looking for a chance to kind of get some revenge on the Hobbs Eagles. Of course, Hobbs has had their number the last couple of seasons. Last year, they thumped them pretty bad. Hobbs was up 41-0 at halftime, and ended up winning that one 48-6. So that definitely was a big win for them. Jeremiah Hawkes had 4 catches for 77 yards and 2 touchdowns in that game. So that was the big difference in the contest. Zayden McPherson and Cameron Hernandez combined for 16 tackles in the game. They have not been in the playoffs since 2016, so they're eager to get that back and done. And they definitely would like to try to pick off a win against the Eagles. Now, they have a pretty well-known head coach, Ken Sanchez. He was in Las Vegas for 11 years coaching Bishop Gorman. They were the national champions 2 years in a row, 2015 and 2016, from USA Today and Max Preps both. So they had a lot of recognition around the country. They were also a 4-time state champion when he was the head coach there. He had a record of 65-8 as a coach of that team there in Las Vegas. Since that time, he's been bounced around a couple of times, different programs. He was in Texas for a while as well. But this year, really not doing too much the way he wants it to be done. They are 0 for 3 at home and 0 for 4 away currently. They have not won a game yet, 0 for 7. In fact, their closest game really wasn't close at all. I mean, everything that they've lost has been by at least 27 points, and that was to Rio Rancho, a team the Eagles beat a few weeks back. They lost to them 34-7. Actually, their last game was the closest. They lost to Carlsbad 29-10. So a 19-point loss there. But a lot of other scores, 42-0, 40-10, 33-6. And that's against some teams like Deming, for example. They lost to Mayfield by 30, 40-10. Of course, Mayfield's dropped down a division in the ranks as well. So, again, they're trying to get themselves back on track. That new coach with a well-known reputation and what he did in Las Vegas, he's definitely a good coach. But the team's having some issues right now. But the Eagles really walloped them last year, and Hobbs would definitely like to get 2 wins in a row after doing a good job against Alamogordo so far tonight.
Yeah, and Las Cruces is their opponent tonight. It's an away game to speak of, even though they both play on the Field of Dreams. But right now it's at halftime where Oregon Mountain is down big, 33-0 at halftime. So it's something that looks like it's going to be another one of those heartbreak losses for Oregon Mountain. They're going to be 0-8. And they're going to be facing this hot Eagles team. Hopefully will be rolling on as they have to go on the road, and we do as well for that long drive to Las Cruces.
Of course, Oregon Mountain suffered the unfortunate incident last year when one of their players got hit in a game and went down, collapsed, and eventually passed away about a month or so after that. And, of course, that kind of put a pall over the season for that squad and the school itself. So I know it's very hard to play when something like that tragic happens. And all the teams were kind of fundraising for the care of that student that was in the hospital for quite a few weeks and trying to deal with his injuries there. But kind of a freak accident. He just kind of dropped down on the field. It wasn't anything spectacular where there's a major helmet to helmet or something like that. But he might have got hit earlier, but then he just hit the ground and that was it. So anyway, that was last year. But Oregon Mountain trying to rebound from that. That's next week's game. But we're right back here for Watson Stadium and Alamogordo. Hobbs Eagles will be kicking off as they lead 35-7 as we start the third quarter live on the Hobbs Eagle Network. The Eagles wearing the black and gold. They get a bunch of their guys running too quickly before the kick, and luckily they didn't cross the line of scrimmage there for the kick because that would have been a false start penalty already. But Beatty gets him to stop, and now he's going to kick it. Kicks a sidewinder to the far sideline. Caught at the 25, brought to the middle. Now stretching to the left side to the 30, to the near sideline, and brought down at the 34. As a return man for Alamogordo. Gets a little bear hug as he picks up the football after hitting the turf kind of hard after that one. That was the return guy, Dylan Hergenreiter. And boy, he was wrapped up from behind and slammed hard to the ground there by Zayden McPherson, the linebacker. So Alamogordo first half offense not too potent, 83 yards total, 35 in the run, 49 in the pass game. So actually that's 84, I should say. Don't know how to add numbers on a piece of paper.
So that's under 100 for the first half.
And Hobbs, of course, at 367 unofficially. 1st and 10 from the 34 for Alamogordo on the left hash. Twins right, receiver left, shotgun. Handoff on the left end, stretch it out to the 35, but he's not going to even make it there. The Eagles meet him one step in front of that 35-yard line, and a power stroke there coming hard at him, Tristan Davis. Not much going on that time for Audette. He's got now 9 carries and no gain on the play there for 20 yards total.
You can say that Tristan Davis is definitely pumped up for this game. He is excited about it, and he's having some fun out there.
Even on the special teams, he's jumping up in the air after every play as they wrap up somebody. 2nd and 10 from the 34. Twins right, receiver left, 4 in the front box for the Eagles. Go with the handoff, cutting outside and pulling some guys with him from behind. Be a positive gain there, about 5 yards on the carry.
Yep, Tristan in on that tackle.
That's Audette once again. He's got 9, making 10 carries now for 25 yards. 3rd down and 5 now for Oregon Mountain at their own 40, make it the 39-yard line. Still 2 receivers left or right, 1 to the left side. Montoya waits for that shotgun, taking a long snap count. Hand off to Audette up the middle. The gap breaks through 40, 45, and spun around and brought down. He'll get the first down, an 8-yard pickup for him.
Yeah, that was stopped by Diaz Castero.
33 on the ground now for Audette on 11 carries. He's had all 3 here to start the 3rd quarter. 46-yard line for Alamogordo, the middle of the field with 10:30 left 3rd quarter, and the Eagles up by 28. 2 receivers left, 1 to the right. Eagles resist 3, you make it now 4 in the front box. Going to flip with the reverse from left to right, coming around the end, stretching into the right sideline, but not getting very far. A lot of lateral running there for DeAndre Martin in front of the Alamogordo bench right sideline.
And he is being tended to right now. Looks like it may be a cramp after that run.
I think they gave him forward progress about a yard. That's only his 2nd carry for 2. He came from the left slot and went around the back end to the right side. Getting a little flick toss there from Montoya. 2nd down and 9 from the 47. Twins left, receiver right. Slot left. Give it to Audette. Stutter step, heads outside, gets spun down and ripped down hard of a yard gain on the play, but not much more than that.
Actually, look. You're right. I was thinking 2, but it was 1.
Eagles had a good outside angle to keep him going inside that time. To cut him off there at the end for Hobbs on that left end was Gustavo Diaz Castro, the linebacker. No gain on the play for Audette. And brings up a 3rd down and 9 from the 47, make it the 48. Twins left, receiver right. Montoya back in shotgun. He's going to roll left, looking for receivers. They got 2 on the left side. He throws an out route, waiting for it at the 30-yard line and making the catch. It'll be a 1st down pickup.
And it looks like there's going to be a late hit on that one as well.
26 yards on the pickup there, as that was Warren, his best catch of the day, or night, should I say. 4 for 5 in the passing department, 80% connection so far tonight. 2nd catch for 28 total for Warren, and we're going to wait to see what they're going to sort out on this penalty flag. If that was a personal foul, that'll be a 15-yarder. Yep, that's going to be helmet contact by Hobbs defense, so 15 yards tacked on. Hobbs with 8 penalties for now 100 yards, so a whole football field up to this point.
And you said that is now, what, 7 15-yarders for Hobbs? That is something they need to slow down and stop doing.
Actually 5. But
all right, 5.
Enough's enough.
Exactly.
5th first down for Alamogordo now at their Eagle 15. Twins right, receiver left, shotgun. And off to Audette, went left and zigzag back to the right up the middle, and he's going to get 4 for a couple more on this one. Looks like 5 or maybe 4 to about the 11-yard line. So Audette continues to be the workhorse here in the 3rd quarter. 4-yard pickup, and they mark it at the 11. Clock to 8:40 left 3rd quarter, still 35-7, but in the red zone now, the Alamogordo Tigers.
And their opening drive in the 3rd quarter is knocking at the door.
Montoya gets his guys set, 2 receivers right, 1 to the left. High shotgun to Audette up the middle, and he's met with a bunch of bear hugs up the middle of the field in the gap there. Maybe about 3, depending where they mark him down on the knee.
Should be about the 8-yard line, looks like.
Whole pile of guys coming out of there that time. A couple of them that comes out first, including Andrew Torres, the defensive end, and also Zayden McPherson, the linebacker. Gain of 2 on the play for Audette. 3rd down and 2.5 for Alamogordo. Got to get to the 5-yard line. Right now at the 9, so 4 yards to get the first. Went underneath the center for a second in Montoya, then backs out to shotgun. Bad snap. Hands it off the last second on Audette. He goes hard to the right side of the goal line and powers through. Defender was kind of back in the end zone a little bit, didn't come up quick enough, and that is a touchdown for Alamogordo. So that's going to be for, looks like 9 yards on the run. Audette just broke off to the right, and defender just waited for him at the goal line, didn't come up quick enough.
Yeah, and that was a
one after the other there. Bad snap, it's low. The kick is up and blocked. Not college football, so you can't return it, but the Eagles get a piece of it. I think the man that got the hands on it that time, he's pretty excited coming to the sideline, Gustavo Diaz-Castro. And no good on the PAT, but Alamogordo does get back on the scoreboard. They trail the Eagles 35-13 with 7:46 remaining, third quarter. We'll come back in 30 seconds on the Hobbs Eagle Network. Alamogordo back in the game, down 35-13 to your Hobbs Eagles. And Ron, let's get the sponsors of Hobbs Eagle football this season.
Absolutely. We couldn't do it without A-Tech Air Conditioning and Heating, Devon Energy, Eastern New Mexico University, Divine Energy, First American Bank of Hobbs, Forest Tire, Lasco Construction, Lee County State Bank, NMR Pipeline, and TDS. Thank you very much.
Get ready for a kickoff for Alamogordo. And the man to put the foot on the football will be Aiden Vasquez, the sophomore. Here comes the kick, keeps it low. End over end, going to bounce to the 20, roll past the Eagles for a minute, picked up by Hawkes. He'll come to the middle with it, stretch it out to the right side, 20, 25, 30, there's a flag, 35, 40, another flag, and he's run out of bounds at the 45, and another flag, 3 of them coming. That started about the 15 and gets all the way down to the 45, a 30-yard return, but there's too many handkerchiefs to speak of here. And I don't think any of them are going to be supporting the Hobbs Eagles.
I hope they do. If they have one against Alamogordo, it could be offsetting, and it could either mean we're going to get that or we're going to have to do it again.
We're going to have a big powwow here. A bunch of 4 officials going to get together. 3 flags came out, and we're going to have to see which one and where. And of course, if they're all against the Eagles, the Tigers can pick which one was the worst. But I think they're all going to be blocking fouls. They're probably just going to be a 10-yard variety here. Getting ready for the white cap. Personal foul, been corrected. We've got a blindside block called against the Eagles, so that's going to be.
No, that's against the Tigers. They were pointing.
Well, I don't know if he was pointing for first down, though, I think. Are they backing it up?
I guess they are.
Yeah, half the distance, though. Looks like the flag they're going to take is at the 22, so that'd be about the 11. They're going to back it up, but it will be half the distance. Anything inside the 30 on a 15-yard penalty will be half the distance, and it looks like the umpire is going to march it down. Was I right? About the 11 and a half or so.
It's they're still working on the sticks on the side of the field. But, yes, it definitely looks like it's going to be about the 11 or 12-yard line.
Yep, so that's about an 11-yard penalty on the blindside block there. 1st and 10 for Hobbs at their own 11. They lead 35-13. Shotgun situation for Callaway. Trips left, receiver right. Trying to get themselves away from that goal line as much as possible. 3 on the front line for Alamogordo. Kind of a pass prevent going on here. In motion, make that the Eagles. Hawkes to right to left around the left end, 15, 20, 25, 30 on the sideline, 35, and run out of bounds at about the 35-yard line. We're going to see if that's where they're going to mark it, though, from the 12 to the 35. Are they going to bring this back? They're flipping it all the way back to the line of scrimmage for some reason. We have another flag here, Ron. Yes, there's one at the 16-yard line on that far left sideline. Boy, handkerchiefs continue to mount here tonight at Watson Stadium. Let's see what we got this time.
I know. Every time a Hobbs seems to have a good play this season, you always got to hold their breath and hope that there's no flag on the play. And this time around, it's going to be, at least they don't get as much, but it's still half the distance for the holding.
Yeah, it looks like, let's see, was it the 11 to start this series? That should be about the 5.5. It looks like they've got it at the 7. So at least a 5-yard penalty there for the hold. Hobbs already mounting 4 penalties here in the third quarter alone. They do still lead, though, by 22, 35-13, 7:28 left in the third. Twins left, 2 receivers right there stacked. Callaway waiting for the shotgun. Handoff up the middle. Breaking through, 10, 15, down to the 20 and the 21-yard line. That is Armendariz. So they started that actually at the 8.
Right.
And that's going to be 13 on the pickup for Armendariz. Continues the triple-digit running tonight. 13 carries for over 200 yards now. So he's got about 205 at this point. Big-time numbers and 2 touchdowns.
Yep, Armendariz is overpowering that defense so far, being able to run through him and run with him on his back for that almost first down. In fact, actually, they're going to go ahead and measure it to see if he did get the first down. It was so close. So we're going to see about that here in just 1 second.
Chains are coming out. Might be about a link or 2 short. And no, he got the he got the point of the football, just barely enough to get it. So Hobbs picked up their 11th first down on that one, and that'll give them the football at the 20, about the 21.5-yard line. 6:58 left, third quarter. Hobbs up 35-13. Twins right, receiver none to the left side for Hobbs, unless they're going to wait a second to get one over there. Yep, somebody finally going to move over. Looks like possibly Black will be there. Back to shotgun goes Callaway as Armendariz on his left shoulder. Alamogordo with 4 on the front line with the gap up the middle. Hand to Armendariz around the right end. Hard to the 25, 30, 35. Get him in stride, 40. Dragging down to the 45-yard line. Another first down pickup. That's going to be 25 yards for Armendariz. Nobody bringing him down easy. Already 2 carries for 38 yards here in the second half alone. That's 14 total carries for Armendariz. Kind of quiet last week against Centennial. On the afterburners in this one.
Yeah, offensive line is punching holes for him. He's able to get in the secondary and make those big plays.
12 first downs for the Eagles now at the 45 of their own on the right hash. Trips left, receiver right. Hawkes in motion. He's going to get the handoff on the round the end left side to the 45, the reverse to the 50, and run there about a 5-yard up as he gets to midfield. Hawkes now with 3 carries for 53 yards so far. He's second behind Armendariz, who we mentioned is over the 200-yard mark tonight at the 50-yard line. 2nd and 5 for the Eagles. Letting that clock run a little bit. Actually got out of bounds. They did stop it, 6:04. They are liking to try to add on some points to strengthen this 22-point lead. At one point, getting close to the mercy roll. Now Alamogordo came out quickly in the third and made it a little bit closer.
Exactly, and they're trying to stop him, but of course, Hobbs wants to get that end zone real quick.
Bertaman in motion to the left side. Twins left and right. Give the handoff to Armendariz around the right end. Heads to the sideline to the 45, 40, 35, 30, 25, 20. Gets a block. 15, 10, 5. Touchdown. Talk about an excellent block. A 50-yard run for Armendariz, and it was helped out by Isaiah Rodriguez, the wide receiver, with a chest shot, knocking back the defender and giving him an extra 10 to go into the end zone.
Yeah, he had his blockers ahead of him. It was a great, looked like a very good designed run. He was up the right-hand side, hugging that sideline. Was able to get in, though, because of the blockers, and just an excellent run. His speed, Saul Armendariz is really proving his speed and his quickness as well as his strength during these runs.
280 yards rushing tonight, 3 touchdowns for Saul Armendariz. And again, thank Isaiah Rodriguez, that breakaway block to get him the extra he needed for the touchdown. Beatty will kick the PAT, and boy, he got the whole left side of the Alamogordo line offsides. Hopefully no movement by the Eagles. The man on the right end for Hobbs was Gabe Henry. He had about 4 guys chasing him, and he wasn't even out of his stance yet. So we'll have to wait and see. Get the call here. Offside defense. That's half the distance, though. So when you kick that from the 10, I think the Eagles just refused the penalty, so they don't want to have it any closer. Sure. It's hard to kick upright versus back a little bit to get your full extension into it. Of course, the Eagles already blocked a kick for Alamogordo earlier. Low snap, though. Badio to get the foot behind it just in time, and he puts it through for the point. 5:51 left here in the third. Eagles extend their lead to 29, 42-13 over Alamogordo. Back in 30 on the Hobbs Eagle Network. 42-13, your Eagles leading here in the third quarter over Alamogordo. 29-point lead. Our Alamogordo scored the first TD of the third quarter. Hobbs responded just now. And we'll kick off once again. Beatty will take care of that situation now. Again, the Eagles on the road next week in Las Cruces to take on Oregon Mountain. That'll be a 6:45 pregame, kickoff at 7 next Friday night on your No Mark broadcasting stations. Here's the kickoff for Beatty, and he'll send it to the far left sideline, end over end, caught at the 25. Go with a little handoff, reverse on the right to the 30, 35, far side 40, and a good return for Alamogordo. Have some good field position here in just a minute as they had a catch and then a handoff. So Alamogordo getting close to midfield. They definitely got to score quickly as the clock is not to their advantage. The man returning for Alamogordo that time was Nathaniel Best. So 40-yard line is where they'll have it at the right hash, 1st and 10. Tigers wearing the white uniforms, black numbers and gold trim, black pants. Eagles at the black uniforms, gold numbers, black helmets tonight. Alamogordo will send a receiver to the right sideline, short, 2 on the left, in front of the Hobbs Eagle bench. Gets the shotgun. No, and then pulls off and passes left. Looked like he was going to hand it off. The catch is made on the screen and brought up to the 50-yard line after the catch by Jason Warren. He's very close to the first down marker, actually right on it there at midfield. That will be a 10-yard pickup for Warren. And so Warren has got another catch to his name. And for him, I believe that's his third of the contest.
Tristan
Yes, it
Davis
is.
putting him down and picking him up after the play was over.
5 of 6 in the ball game as they go with the handoff up the middle. And Audette is hit hard at the line of scrimmage after the handoff from Montoya. And he looks like he's going to get 3 yards on that one. Audette had 20 yards at the half. Does have a 9-yard touchdown run here in the second half for 51 total yards. 2nd down and 7 now. From the 47 of the Eagles. The left pass, 3 in the front box, make it 4 for the Eagles. Make the handoff, back to pass, stutter step here. The quarterback's going to step up the pocket, tries to spin, run up the middle, and is dropped. Behind the line, to lose about 2 yards. Looked like his knee might have extended out, extended just a bit. He kind of stumbled, saw some pressure from him, and tried to get back to the middle. Looked like a goes down now, is trying to make a tackle on the quarterback. Yeah, they got to give him some serious forward progress on that one. Boy, they're up to the 47 after that play. Looked like he was dropped back a few yards. They might have gave him about a 1-yard loss, it looks like.
Yeah, Zaki Awad is on the field right now in pain, looks like, so they're going to take a timeout for the injury.
Yeah, they're bringing out the staff out there to take care of him there, midfield. 4:05 remaining here in the third quarter. Of course, the Hobbs Eagles came in with the 0-2 district record. And, of course, Alamogordo was 1-1, defeating Carlsbad a couple of weeks ago, losing to Las Cruces last week. And, of course, the Eagles losing to 2 of the Las Cruces schools, Las Cruces High and Centennial. Of course, last week, though, Centennial only able to score a touchdown a quarter last week, 7 points in each of the 4. Hobbs finally got their score in the fourth quarter. A little bit too late with the scoreboard the way it was.
Well, there was a fumble at the end zone that Centennial almost scored on, but Hobbs was able to get that fumble recovery, able to stop that drive. Also, there was another drive that was also stopped by an interception and loss of downs as well, or turnover from downs. So Hobbs had Centennial had several chances to up that score, but instead ended up having to settle with 28.
Of course, Centennial ranked 3rd in the Max Preps poll this week. The Hobbs Eagles at number 9. They have the better strength of schedule than 9 of the top 10 teams in the state in the Class 6A. So that's a pretty good deal for the Hobbs Eagles. And although the record isn't the best, they're playing some tough teams. 3rd down and 9, or make it 8. Back to pass Montoya, dumps it in the left flat. The catch is made. 45, 40, 35, and sliding down to the 32. That will be a first down, about 18. Give him about 7 on the slide that time. Boy, he definitely came across that turf. Looked like it had a bunch of water on it there, but might have got some burns after that one. So 18 yards on the pickup there for Anthony Audette.
And he was lucky to get that. It was almost a tackle in the backfield, but he was able to make that negative into a positive.
That's actually his first catch of the ball game. 6 of 7 are The Tigers hand off to Audette, coming up the left hash. Slides ahead for some more, and he's going to get, it looks like, about 6 on that one, maybe 7.
I think they're going to give him 7 on that play. But definitely was able to get it up the middle, avoid some tackles, and get that extra yardage.
Second now, they're going to move it back to 5. 2nd and 5 now. 6 first downs so far for Alamogordo. They have it at the Eagle 26-yard line left hash. 3 minutes left in the third quarter. Eagles up 42-13. Handoff again up the gut to Audette, pushing the wall forward. He needed to get to the 21 and a half. I don't think he's got that one by about maybe a yard shy.
From what I see on the other side, it's 2 yards short.
So I'm going to give Audette 1 on that carry. 20 carries so far for Audette. 3rd down and 2.5 for Alamogordo now at the Eagle 24 on the left hash. Waiting for the shotgun is Montoya. Looked over to the sideline to get some last-second help there from coaching staff. Snap given up to middle to Audette. Powers forward and keeps his body flat across the 20. He'll get the first down.
Oh, yeah.
So give him about 4 on that one for Audette. He's pretty much the go-to guy for Alamogordo. Clock to 2:10 and ticking here in the third quarter. The clock is definitely not an asset to the Tigers, but this could be their second scoring drive of the second half, trying to pick away at that 29-point Eagle lead. Twins right, receiver left for the Tigers. As Montoya goes back to shotgun. Takes a 3-step drop, fading right. He's going to let it go over the corner of the end zone. Oh, the defender way over the back of the receiver. Easy call out there on that left goal line as coming up over the top of the back. And definitely not a play you want to see there as the quarterback was trying to get somebody open and let it fly a little bit.
Yeah, a little too eager for that one he was. As the ball was launched is when he was in front of the player. Knocked him down a little bit too, looked like. But either way, PI was definitely going to be called on that one no matter what happened.
Yeah, I think that was Carlos Jimenez that got hit on that call. And I believe that they did have enough. Were they behind the 30 that time? I think that was a 15-yarder that was completely against the Eagles there. So that will be a first down regardless. That is number 7 for the Tigers. They'll have it at the Eagle 9-yard line. Trends left, make it right, 1 receiver left. Shotgun, Montoya, handoff to Audette. He's going to go left, 10-5 into the end zone, untouched for the touchdown. Little snake route going there as he got the handoff. And that gets Alamogordo back on the board for their second touchdown here in the third quarter.
Yeah, and so once again, they stave off the 35-point mercy rule going on, but still not doing well as far as the score, but at least they're doing some scoring in this second half.
Of course, Audette's going to be a pretty tired guy after this ball game. He continues to get the handoffs and around the ends, and that's his second touchdown here in the second half, both for 9 yards. As they wait the PAT, they got it blocked on the last one, did Alamogordo. And we got some whistles and flags flying here. Offsides against the Eagles. Again, that really doesn't help much. That'll push it up to the 1.5-yard line if Alamogordo decides to take that penalty.
Exactly. Either way, it's going to be just some teams, though, they do go ahead and see they get closer to the goal. They go ahead and try for a 2-point instead of 1, but this time around doesn't look like they're going to change up anything. They're going to go ahead for the assured PAT.
Yeah, of course, they did miss that PAT earlier, so that extra point would be something they might think about. But they're just happy to get in the end zone here twice in the second half.
Exactly. They're just happy to be able to move the ball.
Getting ready for Aiden Vasquez. He gets blocked again. Yes, he does. Eagles get in there, take a swipe at the football. So no good on that one. See, this time getting a piece of it looked like was Carlos Jimenez, and that will keep the score at 42-19. Your Hobbs Eagles lead by 23. 1:43 left, third quarter. We're back in 30 on the Hobbs Eagle Network. Alamogordo down by 23 now, 42-19. Eagles still in the lead with 1:43 remaining here in the third. Ready for another Tiger kickoff, their second of the second half. After a couple of touchdowns from Audette, both rushing for 9 yards. Here comes a kick from Vasquez, keeps it low, it takes a roll out of bounds on that far left sideline. That will be a penalty marker. Hobbs can elect to have a re-kick and a penalty for 5 yards, or take it to the 35, which would be 5 yards further up than where it went out.
Well, most of the time they've been taking this, but let's see. They may actually have a re-kick.
Yep. Don't see it very often, but that'll back them up to the 35 to kick again.
So they may be able to get better field position because of this. We got an update from Lovington against Bernalillo Spartans. It is at half, or was at half at just a little while ago, 13-6. Lovington in the lead. Also, a big game going on in Eunice against Jal. Last time we checked, it was 28-6 at halftime. Eunice with the lead and dominating, but I think the Jal Panthers are trying to make a comeback.
We mentioned earlier that game was 7-6, so Eunice really put on the throttles there and took a hold of that lead pretty quick after that.
28 in the second quarter for Eunice.
Getting ready for the Alamogordo kickoff after the penalty, as they kicked it out of bounds the first time.
And another squib kick.
And this one will be covered up at the 47 by the Eagles. Good coverage. You get up front there and pull that one down. Trying to see who came out of that pile that time. He takes a sprint off the field. Number 84, which I don't think we have on the roster here tonight.
Just got an update from Eunice. 35-14. Eunice is in the lead over Jal in the third quarter.
Yeah, it was number 84, not on the roster for some reason, but Hobbs football, it's in great field position at the 47. Make it the 48. Twins right, receiver left, shotgun. Callaway tucks it, goes up the middle, heads out to the left, and gets bodied hard, pushed backward across the 50 back into the Hobbs Eagle territory. Hopefully the forward progress. Actually, that was a direct snap. I don't think that was Callaway. Didn't look like his body type out there, but they had their
Kennedy.
No, that's Brock Beatty. Back up. Yeah, he was a starter to start the season. Brock Beatty is back on the field in this game as a QB. Of course, he's also been kicking for Hobbs.
Well, in any case, he wasn't going down. They stopped his momentum, and that's why they whistled it dead.
So they gave him 3 yards on that first carry. 2nd down and 7 now from the 49. Give the handoff around the right end, stretching it out. Henry to the 50, 45, 40, 35, 30 up the sideline, 25, 20, and he fumbles the football, but they're going to say he hit the turf first, so that will continue with his ball.
Well,
That's
either
going to
way,
be 31 yards for Henry coming to the right sideline and gets another Hobbs Eagle first down. So Henry now with 5 carries for 53 yards and that 25-yard touchdown in the first half. That makes it the 13th first down for the Hobbs Eagles.
and if that had been ruled a fumble, he was quick like a bunny. He was back on it again. But, yeah, you're right. It was down by contact, so no problem with that fumble.
Inside the 20-yard line on the right hash, the Eagles are leading by 23 with 20 seconds left in the third.
In the red zone, too.
Twins left, receiver right, split formation backfield as Beatty waits for the shotgun, steps up in the pocket, fakes the pass, rolls left, and gets brought down from behind. He's going down about 2 or 3 yards behind the line of scrimmage. He tried to slide out, but his quarterbacks were covered up down the field as he's taken down from behind by Rusty Davidson, the nose guard. And that's going to be a loss. It looks like a 3, make it almost 4 yards for Beatty, and that will end the third quarter clock as well. Hobbs Eagles, though, at the big lead, double digits of 23 and on the move again to try to add on to the lead. We'll get the fourth quarter started momentarily in 60 seconds on HobbsAmerica.com, YouTube, Cool 95.7 Radio, and on the Cool 95.7 Facebook page. Second down and 14 for the Hobbs Eagles. Henry gets a handoff up the middle, and gets out to the 15-yard line. Is a big body frame for Mr. Henry as he gets another 5, it looks like, to mark it at the 16. So Henry now with 6 carries for 58 yards and a touchdown. 3rd down and 8 for the Eagles at the 16 of Alamogordo, up by 23. Beatty gives a handoff, angle left. Here comes Armendariz, spins at the 5, throws his body close to the 1-yard line. Another first down pickup and then some. That will be 17 for Armendariz.
Another rough and tumble run. That was a great one. He had to bounce off some of those defenders to get that first down. Made it look pretty nice.
200-plus night for Armendariz with the rushing game tonight, and has those 2 rushing, make it 3 rushing touchdowns of 51, 50, and 13. He is definitely a bullet on the field tonight. So 14 first downs for the Eagles. They have it at the 2-yard line. Oh, they got 2 guys going in motion at the same time, opposite directions. You definitely can't do that, and that's going to be a procedure call. Jaquez was heading to the right and Armendariz to the left. They're both in the backfield and kind of crossed each other. Can't have 2 guys in motion at the same time. A 5-yard penalty against the Eagles.
Right.
That's their 7th penalty here in the second half for 53 yards. They had 85 yards in the first half, 138 yards in penalties so far.
Miscommunication, but it can be fixed.
Handoff coming up the middle, and this time angling left is Armendariz. Comes down close to the line of scrimmage if he's lucky on that one. Fell forward to about the 7. I think that's where the ball was to begin with that time, so no gain on the play.
Yeah, either way, 2nd and goal from the 7 looks like for the Eagles as they're knocking on the door to try to extend this lead once again after the Tigers had scored just a moment ago.
First no gainer of the game for Armendariz. This time Jaquez gets a handoff on the right end. 10-5, hurdles a player, dives to the goal line, and he's across. He broke the plane for the touchdown. 7 yards for Jaquez. That's his 2nd rushing touchdown of the game. He's not even a running back, but loves to go in motion like he did there from left to right. That's going to be his 4th carry of the contest for 60 yards, 2 rushing touchdowns, and also a pass reception for a touchdown.
Yeah, this is the best game so far this season for the Hobbs Eagles as they continue, and it's only the 3rd quarter, so they can even mount more as they continue to score against this Tigers defense.
Well, if you had to pick an MVP, there's a lot of choices. Jaquez, Armendariz, the list goes on and on. Kick is up for the PAT and Beatty, and it is good. Hobbs Eagles extend the lead to 30, 49-19 with 10:13 left here versus Alamogordo at Watson Stadium. Come back with us in 30 seconds on the Hobbs Eagle Network. Hobbs Eagles leading by 30 here at Watson Stadium, 49-19, working on their first district win of the season. Alamogordo sitting at 1-1, Hobbs at 0-2. Of course, Las Cruces High winning big over Organ Mountain tonight. Carlsbad also in action. Of course, those are 2 of the teams the Eagles, Organ Mountain, and Carlsbad will finish up the district schedule with. Henry's going to go at the onside kick. What's he doing kicking? It bounces at the 49 and stays on the Hobbs side of that line. Recovered by Alamogordo. They can elect to take it there, which I definitely think they will. That was Xavier Melendrez, the man who got on the football. Hadn't gone 10 yards yet, and I've never seen Henry kick this season, but he did that time. And it kind of weird how the ball point hit the turf and it like stuck at the 49. Got to get to at least a 50 to be official on the onside, but the Alamogordo player decided to go ahead and play it anyway, and now at the Eagle 49. 1st and 10, inside Hobbs Eagle territory with 9:47 remaining. Hobbs up by 30. Back to shotgun goes Montoya. Twins right, receiver left. High snap, turns and fires a comeback route to the line of scrimmage right to Michael Gonzalez. Tries to get ahead, and he is blistered as he gets close to the 45-yard line. Had his head taken off that time. Big-time smackdown there for the Hobbs Eagles. Cleared him out. And that was Dale Madsen who came in on that one. So
yeah, definitely a big hit.
So Gonzalez does get 3 on the play, and that's about it. Handoff up the middle. Adet breaks away from one tackle, but he's not coming down against the other one. Is ripping him to the ground is Tristan Davis. He'll be lucky to get back to line of scrimmage.
Another one stretching for the Knights as he's getting up slowly, and probably going to have to limp off the field at this rate. But yeah, just getting very little yardage from the Hobbs Eagle defense right now, and that's what we expect after that last scoring drive, which took about a minute for the Hobbs Eagles.
So looks like no gain on the play that time for Adet on the carry. He's had a couple of rushing touchdowns. Back to pass. Montoya's going to scamper right. He's got a man chasing him from behind. Throws him before going out of bounds. Up the sideline. Throws it behind the receiver who's starting to cut towards the 20 to the middle of the field. The ball was thrown a little bit behind him. Couldn't get a grab on it. Didn't bounce off his hands. Michael Gonzalez, the guy that caught the pass just a few seconds ago. Incomplete, though, that time.
Yeah, just too much pressure on the quarterback. Was able to get rid of it, but not be able to connect with his receiver. We got a score update from Carlsbad. Centennial leading at into the third quarter, 35-7 over those Carlsbad Cavemen.
4th down and 8 for Alamogordo at the Eagle 47-yard line. Definitely have to go for it. They're down by 30. 3-step drop out of the shotgun. Montoya at the stutter step. He's going to let it fly. A big spiral down to the left hash. It goes across the 10 and intercepted on the back pedal by the Hobbs Eagles.
That looked like Javon Hernandez is the one. Looked like it.
Carlos Jimenez, the cornerback, came up with it.
All right.
He's wearing the big pink sleeves tonight for the pink out night here at Watson Stadium. So an INT. Jimenez caught it over the 10-yard line. A long ball, spiral. And the Eagles have got the ball back. That's the second turnover for Alamogordo. They had a fumble in the first half and now an interception. Hobbs Eagle football, as they can keep this ball, hopefully the clock moving as much as possible. They'll have it looks like their 6-7-yard line.
As great as that would have been, it would have been also easier to get it if it would have been, because it was 4th down, they would have lost it on downs and gotten better field position. However, the interception was nice.
Pitch left and cutting up the middle is Armendariz across the 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, left sideline, 40, 50, in Alamogordo territory, 40, 30, 1 to beat, 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown, but there's a penalty marker back at the 8-yard line.
Of course there is.
They bring on the lights here, going off and on here at Watson Stadium. It started at the 8 and went all the way to the end zone for 92 yards, but there's a penalty, as we said, back at the 8.
A nice run, not touched.
It almost looked like somebody hit him in the helmet. His head jarred back as he got about 10 yards up the field and then extended for the touchdown, but I don't think that's what the call's going to be. Holding penalty.
Yeah, which would explain how he was open as well as untouched through most of that run.
And the flag was at the line of scrimmage, so that's where the penalty will be marked off, but it's going to be half the distance, so that'll be just to the 4-yard line instead of 10 yards back.
Still, that's 96.
Yep. And the thing about it is, if it happens behind the line of scrimmage, you'll also take it from the line. That's a new rule in the last year or so of high school football, but definitely completely erases that touchdown. You said that's happened numerous times this season too, Ron, in terms of the big plays seem to get gobbled up by the yellow handkerchiefs.
Exactly. Just when you think, okay, we've got a big game going on, watch out because the hanky will get you.
Only a 4-yard penalty and net loss there because of the half the distance. Hobbs, though, backed up in their end zone for their backfield. It's going to be a handoff around the right end. Armendariz going to stretch it out across the 5 and gets pushed forward about the 8. So he's going to get, looks like, maybe 4 or 5 on the play, depending on where they mark him. Now they're going to say his knee slid, so that's about 3 yards for Armendariz. So already you feel like Hobbs is in that punt situation already with a 2nd down and 9 after a big 92-yard run for a touchdown called back on the flag.
Well, hopefully not. They're able, they're usually able to bounce back after these penalties. Hopefully they can do that this time as well.
They have the football now at the 8.5-yard line. Back in shotgun. Beatty. He's going to hand around the left end on the reverse. It's going to be Hawkes to the 15, 20, 25, near sideline, 30, 35, 40, and pushed out of bounds at the 40-yard line. That's a 32-yard gain for Hawkes. You give him a little bit of front room, and he's going to take off for you.
Absolutely was, and there was nothing but room in front. And and Alamogordo just was having all kinds of troubles trying to stop him. They were lucky once again that he ran out of bounds.
35 yards officially on that one. So he continues to rack it up. That's his 5th carry for a total of 95 yards so far, getting close to the century mark. That will be a Hobbs Eagle first down. They're 15th of the ball game. Will have it at their own 43. Again, leading 49-19 over Alamogordo with 7:30 remaining. He did get out of bounds to stop the clock, unfortunately. Twins left and right for the Eagles down the receiving core. Beatty will back up in a shotgun. And now a timeout called for Coach Stevens and the Hobbs Eagles. They definitely want to continue to move the ball down the field, Ron, to keep that clock moving.
Absolutely they do. I mean, that's what they want to do. They want to get maybe even a mercy rule or just get that win. And, the sooner they can do it, the better. Keep the defense off, keep them fresh for next week and the weeks follow.
Yeah, we'll keep it right here at Watson Stadium, 49-19. Eagles by 30, 7:30 remaining in the fourth. Next week, of course, Oregon Mountain in Las Cruces at the Field of Dreams. 6:45 pregame, kickoff at 7. HobbsAmerica.com, YouTube, the Cool 95.7 Facebook page, all three of those on the internet, and of course the radio, Cool 95.7. Ty friend Ron Gunner with you here at the stadium tonight. Tiffany back at the station, keeping us updated on all those big games. Eunice and Jal playing tonight, Lovington and Bernalillo, their first district game of the season. And we'll get you a Tatum score update here momentarily. Also, we're following Las Cruces from the district. Centennial, also Carlsbad.
Exactly.
Eagle football, 1st and 10. From their 44-yard, make it the 43. Twins right, receiver left, in motion, a man left to right. Give the handoff instead to Armendariz around the left end to the 45, 50, 40. He's going to break through more. 30, 20, 15, 10 on the left sideline. 5, one man to beat. Gets over an ankle sweep and in for the touchdown. That's going to be a 58-yarder. 58-yarder for Armendariz for another touchdown. He continues to rack him up. He might be breaking a record with something tonight.
Exactly. A couple years ago we had a great passer. This year, looks like we got a good runner going on in this game.
58 yards. That's his longest of the night. He's had a 51, a 50, 13, and now the 58. That's 4 rushing touchdowns for Armendariz, and he continues to climb. He's getting close to 300 at this point in rushing yards.
And they broke 50 for the first time this season as well.
Mercy rule too, Ron. 36-point lead, now 37 after the PAT by Beatty. 7:20 left, fourth quarter. Your Hobbs Eagles in a mercy roll route right now. 56-19 over Alamogordo, a 37-point lead. We'll take a 30-second break and come back live on the Hobbs Eagle Network. .720 left, fourth quarter. Your Hobbs Eagles 56, Alamogordo 19, up by 37. The clock will run now with the mercy rule in effect after this kickoff and repossession for Alamogordo. Hobbs so far in this second half, a total of 5 touchdowns, 2 for Alamogordo, so lots of scoring going on here. The kick down to the 18-yard line, brought up the middle across the 25 and brought down to the 28-yard line. Sprawled out flat on his back that time after returning for about 8 or so yards. For Alamogordo, that was Anthony Audette, their starting running back. And he's been pretty much the go-to guy in terms of the running game for Alamogordo. But Audette has scored a couple of times during the second half. He's had 2 for 9 yards each, scoring both times. But his numbers are really not that big. In fact, I see one double-digit run this whole game. That was a 10-yarder back in the first half. No breakaway runs. 1st and 10 now from the 30-yard line for Alamogordo. Twins right, receiver left. Shotgun for Montoya. He's waiting for it. Gets a good snap. Hand off to Audette, slinking through the line. And he tries to head out right and is brought down to the 30. Only a 1-yard pickup on the right hash. And he had a 1-2 combination going at him that time. Not much more than that is getting the big 1-2 punch, Tristan Davis. And see who that other one was out there. It looked like that possibly was Cameron Hernandez.
Yeah, I got the forward progress on that one because he was knocked back right after that.
It's a 1-yard pickup for Audette. Second down and 9 now from the 30.5-yard line. Twins left, receiver right. Shotgun Montoya, a little high snap. Had Audette around the left end, trying to get the blockers ahead of him, and just puts his head down and files straight ahead. Looks like 4 yards for Audette.
And that is correct. You know, the last time that Alamogordo got beat this bad was 2013 against the Eagles here in the Hobbs Eagles Stadium, of course.
Of course, last year they thrashed him pretty bad too. It was at 42-7, I believe. Shotgun back to pass. Here comes Montoya, going to let it sail down the far left sideline over the shoulder. Eagle defender gets over the top, and they're going to save spontaneous contact there. Incomplete. Nice jump high in the air to knock that one down deep at the 30 at the other end. Couple of guys back there that time. Trying to see who that was that made the contact with the football. I believe that was the cornerback, Carlos Jimenez. He's been really challenging the receivers for Alamogordo in this ball game. Incomplete pass on that one.
Yeah, several of the Tigers have had, or several times they've incompleted their passes, just can't connect.
4th down and 5 for Alamogordo at their own 34. They trail by 37. Mercy roll clock underway even on incomplete passes. Twins left, receiver right. Long count here for Montoya with 4 seconds left on the field clock. Throws a curl route to the 40. Catch is made. A duck down quickly at the 41. That will be a first down. Make an 8-yard pickup that time. As making the snag was Michael Gonzalez on the right side. So Gonzalez picking up 8. That's his second catch for 10 yards. And that will be a first down pickup, make it 8 first downs in the game so far for Alamogordo. Clock running, though, with 4:20 remaining. 1st and 10 from the 43. Shotgun to Montoya. We got a penalty flags flying. Umpire, white cap. Bunch of guys involved with this one. False start, going to be called against Alamogordo. And that's their first penalty here in the second half.
Well, good. They're cleaning up their game, but they're still struggling to get the ball down the field.
5 penalties for 35 yards for the Tigers. First down and 15 now from the 36. Make it the 37. Montoya waiting for the shotgun snap. Hands it off up the middle. Audette sleeking his way through and is down to the 44. About 6 on that one.
Yeah.
They might have a new back in there I think they brought in. Let me double check on that.
2nd and 8 is what the count is right now for the Tigers.
Quick snap, back to pass. Montoya wants to throw the out route through the hands of the receiver at the 46. Slipped right through that time. Incomplete to the near sideline in front of the Hobbs Eagle bench. Michael Gonzalez, the intended receiver.
Couldn't keep it in bounds. It was a real nice route. Just when he caught it, he couldn't get both feet in.
Yeah, I believe they've got a new guy in the backfield the last couple plays. That number 4, which is not on our roster for some reason, so we'll have to find out who that is. He's going to get the handoff, heads left, tries to spin, and is put down after a gain of maybe 1 as he was ripped from the shoulder pads down to the turf by Tristan Davis. That number 4, he's had a couple of carries now.
Yes, indeed. Once again, 4th down for the Tigers. 4th and long, about 6 to be exact.
They've been doing some hurry-up offense now with the clock not in their favor, 2:40 remaining. 4th down and 6 now from the Eagle 46. Or make it the Alamogordo 46. Rolling back the throw. Montoya with the out route, caught at the 40 and into Hobbs Eagle territory. That will be a first down pickup. About 21 yards on the reception that time. So that will be the first down. And coming up with that catch for Alamogordo was Matthew Granados.
Urgency needed. The clock running down to 2:10, and game's going to be soon over.
First down, that's their 9th. They'll go the handoff up the middle. That number 4 gets the carry, and he's just straight forward through the gap. About 3 yards as he pushes the wall in front of him. He's got 3 carries for 7. Sorry about the no name on that guy, but he's been inserted here in the 4th quarter. Clock down to 1:50 and remaining in this contest. Hobbs up 56-19 by 37. 2nd down and 8. Back to pass Montoya. He's going to let it fly far left side over the goal line. Bounces off the numbers and incomplete. Some tough pressure back there once again. Pad to pad for the Hobbs Eagle cornerback. Again, we keep calling his name all night long. Carlos Jimenez. He has been sticking to him like glue. Did get 1 PI call earlier this half, but he's been the last couple of plays. He's been right in the athletic supporter of that receiver going deep.
Clock running to 1:18 right now and still going.
3rd down and 8 from the Eagle 34-yard line. Alamogordo football, left hash. Hand off to number 8 now. He's going to head left, and he's going to pick up about 5 on that one. That is Barris. So 5 for Barris on the run.
4th down once again, but the clock more important than the downs, although it is 4th down and short.
Yeah, 4th and 2. Twins right receiver left. The handoff, putting his head down, battering Ram style, and falling forward. Going to get the 5 he needs for the first down. That's +2, but past what he needed for the first.
Down to about 40 seconds left in this game. They got to hurry up to get this ball.
That's going to be the 10th first down for the Tigers. The Eagle 24. Handoff again up the middle of number 4. He just somersaults his way across the 20. He gets 6 more. Clock down to 25 seconds remaining, and Alamogordo would like to get at least one more touchdown in the end zone to get this under mercy roll. Hobbs up by 37, with down to 18 seconds. Now the Tigers are stalling a little bit in their huddle, waiting for a sub to get on the field, one of their linemen, and now a timeout's going to be called. Looks like Coach Cisco would like to try to get one more score before this game is over. It's down to 8 seconds. We'll keep it right here, 56-19. Boy, the Hobbs Eagles really putting a wallop on Alamogordo. They came into this ball game averaging 19 points a contest, Ron, and boy, that's more than double.
Exactly, and you know, Hobbs is just trying to make this the hardest game for Alamogordo this season, and it is definitely showing because Alamogordo just doesn't know how to answer after those 2 scores, or 3 scores now. They're coming up to 19, unable to get those PATs, which won't really matter as much as far as trying to get the win on this one. They're just trying to get their dignity, trying to get some momentum for the next game, and just trying to see what they can do against this tough defense for the Hobbs Eagles.
Now, Alamogordo hasn't been here to Hobbs since 2015. Hobbs won that game 42-28. Last year, of course, 47-3 on the road. Eagles winning that. 2nd down and 5 now with 8 seconds remaining from the 16. Back to pass. Montoya sends it to the right corner of the end zone. Out of bounds, though, on the sideline. It was halfway down the end zone. That will get the clock down to run out here with the mercy
they have
rule
a timeout.
scoring. Yeah, if they want to use it, but the clock's running out. That's going to be it. No more plays for Alamogordo. They're going to take the defeat at 56-19. Your Hobbs Eagles with the win here on their home turf at Watson Stadium. The first district win to improve their record to 1-2. Alamogordo drops to 1-2. Again, the final 56-19. Your Eagles by 37 and a mercy roll victory. We'll take a 3-minute break, come back with the Hobbs Eagle postgame show live on HobbsAmerica.com, YouTube, Colt 95.7 Radio, and on their Facebook page as well. Back live here at Watson Stadium, victorious Hobbs Eagles winning in Mercy Rule fashion tonight over Alamogordo, 56-19, a 37-point win, and averaging 19 a game into this one. And Hobbs definitely almost triples what they usually get this season, and only giving up 19 points, which is actually what their average is on defense, giving up 19. So they hit right the average there. They were averaging 19 a game and giving up 19 a game up through the 7 they played up to this point. But a big win for the Eagles to get their first win in district, go to 1-2, and drop the Tigers to 1-2. Ron, looking at the numbers, first of all, for Alamogordo, they did get some advantage there from Audette at points in this ball game. He had a couple of rushing touchdowns in the second half, but none of them for double digits. One for 9, the other one for 9.
Right.
And he had one double-digit run in the first half for 10. But other than that, everything was singles. He had an 8. He had a 7 in the second half, but everything else, 2, 1, 3. Hobbs Eagles bending but not breaking defensively in this game. And Audette, who had 128 yards in 2 back-to-back games in district, tonight only had 78 total.
Yeah, Audette was just trying to punch it up the middle, trying to see what would happen or what the Hobbs Eagles would give. They were giving nothing. However, near the end zone, they gave up 9 on each side, as you stated. They had two good drives, Alamogordo did, but for the most part, they just could not sustain a drive down the field other than those two, just between penalties, some turnovers, anything else that happened. They just were struggling with the ball, and, of course, you got to blame that on the tenacious D that the Hobbs Eagles brought against them.
Yeah, Audette with that 78 rushing yards in this full ball game had almost the same amount of yards that the whole team had just in the first half. They had 84, and not much better than that afterwards. They did finish up with 91 rushing yards in the game. Passing department got triple digits, though. They had 141 yards, and several guys stepped up for those numbers. Warren had 3 catches for 38 yards. He had a 26-yarder in the second half. Gonzalez had a couple of catches for 10 yards. Audette came out of the backfield for a catch for 18. And the big one was a 49-yard reception for a touchdown for Martin. He had 1 for 49. And then also one other guy got a catch for 20. So that pretty much wraps up the passing department there. They were 10 of 18 off Montoya's arm. For a total of 141. So actually 143, excuse me. 234 yards in the passing game. We mentioned a total of 91 in the rushing department for 234 in this contest for the game. And they did punt 3 times, fumbled once, interception thrown as well. So 2 turnovers and then those 3 punts. Very small amount of penalties in this game for Alamogordo. They started off with quite a few of them early in the first quarter. They ended up with 5 penalties for 35 yards. They really cleaned up that side of the problem there for them. Right. 10 first downs, and most of those coming in the later drives in the second half. But really, Eagles only giving up 84 yards in the first half with offense, and they got a little bit more in the second half. But the Tigers are feeling the bite of the Hobbs Eagle D.
They definitely were. In fact, I'm sure as they get to go back to Alamogordo, I'm sure a few of them have some bumps, bruises, and they've got some sore muscles that they're going to have to contend with before the next week's game. So, yeah, that is the nice gift that the Hobbs Eagles gave to the offense. The defense also strong for the Eagles, and were able to. The Hobbs Eagles offense was able to move when they wanted to, get some plays. They almost shot themselves in the foot several times, but they were able to overcome it. But still, the coach is going to address that issue after this game.
Lots of guys stepping up offensively for the Hobbs Eagles tonight. Running department, you can't say much more about Saul Armendariz. Now, unofficially is what I've got him for. A little bit of discrepancy, a few other people I've talked to, but 19 carries for 358 yards in this game. They were telling me, Jason Farmer from the Hobbs Sun, that the record for yardage is going back to 2009. Patrick Smith, 319 yards. And that's a record for Hobbs. I have him at 358 in this game. And, of course, with those big numbers he had on touchdowns alone, 50, 51, and 58-yard touchdowns. There's just 3 of them. He also had a 13-yarder for a touchdown. So 4 TDs for Armendariz with some other big runs, too, 25, 36, 20, 13, 13, 12. I mean, just off the charts tonight. And continue to just give him the football. Sometimes he's sleek around the end. Sometimes you see the gap up the middle. But breakaway speed. Again, I have him for over 300 yards in this game tonight, 358 unofficially, but unbelievable numbers, and he might have broken a record tonight on yardage.
Yeah, and, when you think of old-school running backs for Hobbs Eagles, you automatically go to Timmy Smith, and I don't even think he had a great he had great seasons, but I don't know if he had this great of a game for rushing. But, He did a great job, Armendariz did. He made up for last week, definitely. He was unable to get up the middle last week against that Centennial Hawks. But this time around, he was able to run to the left, run to the right, run up the middle. He was able to run everywhere. There was only a few times he was slowed down to stop, but otherwise he was making some great yardage, 8 yards and more per carry. So that's the reason why it's possible that he could make that and break that record with such fashion as he did.
Lots of other guys getting involved in the offense, though, too. We saw Jaquez coming out of that slot, going to reverse quite a bit. 5 carries for 95 yards, just shy of the 100-yard mark, the century mark in this game. He had a couple of touchdown rushes, too, for 2 yards and 7, and had some double-digit runs of 46 and 35 in this game. So that kid really putting it on the Pistons show here for the Eagles. Another guy that stepped up and doesn't usually get a lot of rushing opportunities, but Gabe Henry, the sophomore, quite a few years left for him. He plays defense, too, but he had 6 carries for 58 yards, a 25-yard touchdown run in the first half, had another 31-yard run, not for a score, but for a big gain in the second half. So he's definitely a big number to be calling in the future, too, and still a few more games left for the Hobbs Eagles. Callaway came in and had a carry for 2 yards. Kennedy had a carry for 7 for the Eagles, and that's all for the positives for Hobbs in terms of the running department. Unofficially, I've got Hobbs for 520 rushing yards tonight. Again, a majority of that coming at the hands of Armendariz, but you added close to 100 from Jaquez and close to 60 for Henry. I mean, lots of guys stepping up to get a piece of the pie tonight.
Exactly, and, again, if we look to see who other than Saul Armendariz was possibly the key or the MVP of this game, I'm going to go with the offensive line. They were the ones that actually were able to open it up and be able to get that running game going as well as the passing game. The quarterback was very rarely rushed, and when he was able to get out of it and be able to pass if he needed to, a run or whatever he needed to do, mostly pass. That's another thing, too. I just realized that you didn't see our quarterback going out there and running like they usually do every other play. So he was back there in the pocket. When he was back in the pocket, he was out there to pass. He wasn't out there to run first and then try to run again later on. So that's something that we're not used to seeing, so maybe that's the reason why they did so well. And this, sadly, though, or actually happily, sadly, is the first win of the season at Watson Stadium for the Hobbs Eagles. And, we just got to celebrate and move on to the next one and just see what we're doing right, what we're doing wrong, and fix those mistakes.
Look at the passing game for the Eagles. They were 9 of 13, so not as many as you normally see in a game so far this year, but they didn't need to with the running game going as it was. Jaquez had 4 catches for 58 yards, including a 28-yard reception for a touchdown. He finished with 3 TDs, 2 rushing, and 1 pass reception in this ball game. Black had 3 catches for 20 yards. Franklin, 2 for 18. So, again, 9 of 13 for 96. Not a lot of big numbers there for passing tonight, but again, why do you worry about it? I mean, you got some other aspects to your offense to dominate with as well. Hobbs unofficially over the 600 mark tonight in yardage, 616 total, 616, again compared to just 234 for Alamogordo. Hobbs did have some issues with the yellow handkerchiefs, 148 yards in penalties in this game, and a couple of touchdowns brought back because of it.
Right.
We've talked about that in previous games too, but it didn't come back to haunt them in this game as they had so much offense going on that they made up for with some other touchdowns to cover up those few mistakes on the handkerchiefs. Hobbs 15 first downs in the game. And again, big mercy rule win, 56-19. Defensively, we had several guys, some solid hitting from the linebacking core tonight. Several guys getting involved there. Zayden McPherson, we've mentioned several times in this game.
Tristan Davis,
Gustavo Diaz-Castro, Cameron Hernandez. Everybody putting some hard shots on people. And then really the excitement we saw from Tristan Davis, even on special teams, screaming every time he made a big play, chest bumping people. He was excited about the team getting back in the winning column again with this game tonight.
Infectious.
And also we saw some good defense on the cornerback position. Carlos Jimenez was tested several times on long balls, got a PI, but he also bounced back and was really chesting up the wide receivers down deep and making them have a lot of trouble getting a hold of the football. So definitely some good stuff from him out there. Missing a few guys as well, but you mentioned the offensive line too, and those guys are unsung heroes breaking things open. So again, final score 56-19. Eagles pick up the victory to go to 1-2 on the season in the district schedule. And again, ranked 9th in the state of New Mexico in the Max Preps poll. Again, because of their strength of schedule, they are better than 9 teams for strength of schedule, ahead of them on the top 10 rankings, except for Cleveland. Cleveland plays a lot of tough games in the pre-district, but they're going to be number 1 with the 22 strength of schedule. Hobbs was at 8.2, whatever it was. But, I mean, it's pretty impressive to see because they play a tough pre-district schedule.
Yeah, 8.3 is the strength of schedule. Negative 9.8 is Alamogordo's. So the thing is this, if Hobbs had played evenly or if they'd lost to Alamogordo, they would have lost some big major points on the strength of schedule. However, since they won big, I think that's going to help them as well because Alamogordo is ranked 13th. Hobbs, as you said, is ranked at number 9 right now for Max Prep's poll. And that's going to help them out as far as their strength of schedule, their record, of course. And we're looking at best right now a 5-5. So we definitely got to dominate on our games the next 2 so we can keep our strength of schedule up to be able to we're probably going to get, I mean, if we win, we're going to probably get into the playoffs. Just depends on how high we're going to get. Probably not going to be a home game at first, but still, you just want to show up to the dance. You don't care about where you're at. You just want to show up to the dance and you play the best you can with where you can.
So with that victory tonight, 3-5 overall. You mentioned the 2 more games left would make it 5-5. They can get the wins. Not going to help really the strength of schedule because the 2 teams they're playing are not very well up there. Carlsbad is not doing that hot to this season. Of course, Alamogordo beat Carlsbad, and then also you've got Oregon Mountain, who is winless at this point in time. So strength of schedule ain't going to cover it, but you don't have a great opportunity to make it to the playoffs at 5-5 unless get some big, strong wins at the end, which they really, put the accent mark on that to show the people that, hey, we kind of turned the core around here a little bit, and we're going to get back to the winning fashion. Again, we're still looking at teams like Centennial, number 3 in the state. Las Cruces High has had a couple of wins in district. They're number 7, so they're kind of ahead of you on the pecking order. When they pick playoff teams, it's kind of hard to get more than 2 or so and from a district into that tournament or into the playoffs with under 500 records. So 500 or better. But, again, I think you have to have impressive wins against Carlsbad and Oregon Mountain the next couple of weeks. Definitely. Not just a 2-point, 3-point affair or something.
Well, we have we have the scores for the finals on the couple of games. Centennial Hawks were able to beat Carlsbad. That was no surprise, 42-14. Las Cruces Bulldogs, of course, playing at home against Oregon Mountain. They're also at home in a way. 42-0 was the score. Las Cruces Bulldogs blanked the Knights. And then it was Eunice, who, I don't know if they shocked them or not. Jal was having a little trouble last week against Loving, but they ended up losing to Eunice 42-28. Once again, that rivalry is strong. It's now 7-2 for the Eunice Cardinals, while Jal slips to 6-2 for the record. So it's going to be interesting to see what that changes. And other than Tatum and Clayton, they were, last time I saw it was 28-26. I do believe that was in the 4th quarter. Also got a score. Tatum was just by 2. They've been there for quite a while. They're stuck in that position. Actually, no. Now we've got a not a final, but a update on Clayton. 32 now. Tatum is at 28. So Tatum's been struggling the last quarter and a half, I believe. So they haven't been able to get any more scores. Clayton's been able to come back and get the lead. So that's going to be touch and go as they wrap up that game. Don't know about the final yet. Also in Leamington, facing Bernalillo, Leamington Wildcats are strongly leading 40-20, and I do believe that's still in the 3rd quarter, going slow for some reason, but still Leamington being able to win that one. And they had a strong schedule, strength schedule. Actually, they were number 1, but because of their bye last week, they went to number 2. So they're wanting to see if they can get that number 1 ranking back for the team.
Of course, that's their first district game, too, tonight in Leamington. Of course, next week, the Eagles have Oregon Mountain, and, of course, losing that game, as you mentioned, tonight in Las Cruces. But last year, Eagles winning big, 48-6 over Oregon Mountain. They were up 41-0 at halftime and to pretty much close the door in the second half. Eagles with 463 yards in that game, 314 pass, 149 in the rush. Of course, a couple players are not on the team anymore, but they had some guys that stepped up in that game from this year's squad that played last year. Jeremiah Hawkes had 4 catches for 77 yards and 2 touchdowns. Also saw some good production from some defensive players. Zayden McPherson and Cameron Hernandez combined for 16 tackles in that game. 8 tackles for losses on the team as well for the Hobbs Eagles. So definitely a big win for the Eagles on the road. They got a championship coach with this team this year that was the 2-time national champion team over in Las Vegas, Gorman High School there. 65-8 record, 4 state championships at that school as well. He's bounced around a few times, a few different states up until his hiring in Oregon Mountain this past summer. His brother is one of the assistant coaches for New Mexico State, who also used to be the head coach at UNLV. So a little bit of pedigree there with the coaching, but right now 0-8 on the season. So they're going to be itching for a win. Of course, the Eagles going to play another big stadium like Watson. They're going to be going to Field of Dreams next week. So kind of exciting atmosphere there, more of a playoff type feel to it. But again, Oregon Mountain is a type of team that's been beaten down enough, and sometimes those teams step up, just like it happens in the NFL some weeks.
It's true. Sometimes when they got nothing to lose, they try everything they can, and sometimes a victory happens after that. Also want to go give a quick shout-out to the Hobbs Eagles soccer team, 17-0, and from what I've seen, 23-game regular winning streak. They've been going from since last season. Last season, they actually were 16-4 and 1 as a tie. And right now, they're ranked 42nd in the nation, ranked number 1 in New Mexico. So congratulations once again. They are still undefeated, 17-0 for for the Hobbs Eagle soccer team. And we're looking forward to seeing what else they can do during this season.
Don't forget, next Friday, I should say, we're going to be back on the air at 6:45 with the kickoff, 7 o'clock, or 6:45 pregame, 7 o'clock kickoff on all of our stations, HobbsAmerica.com, YouTube, Cool 95.7 Facebook page, those 3 on the internet, and on the radio, Cool 95.7. Also want to remind everybody, if you have kids playing sports tomorrow, they do have the sun eclipse happening around 9:15 or so, and it goes on for about an hour or two. But they have changed some game times around the area because of that. I know the 6th and 7th grade football league has been moved up to 8 o'clock to try to get the games done.
Right.
They don't want to risk any kids looking up to the sky during the games. I know the Hobbs Youth Soccer Association has changed some game times, so make sure you check with your coaches if you're listening live to us right now to make sure that they haven't pushed those games either early or further back past the eclipse time, because definitely don't want anybody looking at the sky and looking at the sun during those critical, about 9 to about 12 or 1 o'clock is what the window is, I think.
It is.
Not being exact, but around
that
time.
It's roughly, between 9 o'clock when it starts and about 1 o'clock roughly when it ends. And it's going to be spectacular. I know there are several viewing places, they have the right equipment, the right stuff. So make sure that you go there. Make sure you have the right glasses. Don't wear just your normal sunglasses. That is not going to help. You could burn out your retinas, and that could be that'd be the last image you would see. And I don't think you want to see that, especially when you want to watch these Hobbs Eagles play more football, as well as keep going, with basketball, baseball, all the other sports that we have to offer for the Hobbs area.
And if you have kids in the Hobbs School District, a lot of schools were handing out free glasses today to be able to watch that spectacular show tomorrow. Final score here tonight at Watson Stadium, 56-19. Hobbs Eagles get the win in district to go to 1-2. And before we leave, our sponsors of Hobbs Eagle football this season, Ron.
Yes, indeed. We are very thankful for the following: A-Tech Air Conditioning and Heating, Devon Energy, Eastern New Mexico University, Divine Energy, First American Bank of Hobbs, Forest Tire, Alasco Construction, Lee County State Bank, Innomar Pipeline, and TDS. Thank you very much, and we appreciate your support.
For Tiffany Stuber back at the station, Ron Gunner, myself, Ty Friend, thanks for listening to Hobbs Eagle Football, and we'll see you next week in Las Cruces. Have a fabulous weekend out there.